Hello and welcome to the quarterfinals here of the Dominate Premade League here at Risen Esports. My name is Ruktal and colour casting for me tonight is Jaminal.
How's it going, Rukter?
Oh, spectacular, mate. I am thoroughly looking forward to this setup here. We have Team versus 12th level Intellects. I actually managed to cast 12th level Intellects about a month ago now. They unfortunately lost their groups to Mo's Gabar, who they were actually facing in that game. So coming in potentially as the underdogs here into a team. They will be on the blue side, and on the red side we do have the 12th level Intellects. They are about to get into Pro Draft. I'm very much looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I think the pick ban will be really interesting. Like you said, even though TTT is the favorite, I wonder if they do have a few exploitable spots where they can get pinched in the draft. Mostly looking at Shadai in the jungle. Really seems to be tunneling on the the Kha'Zix and Jarvan pick, and we'll see if they take those away. What he'll be working with afterwards.
Yeah, definitely heavy aggression in there as well. They like their playmakers on team as well. Definitely potentially has the wherewithal to be able to make those outplays on those potentially difficult champions where you do need to make those judgment calls in a very quick second and have that outplay potential. Potentially Zed and Akali coming out for the mid lane here at the Saya tree.
Yeah, though he does have he's a lot less flexible damage dealers coming from the mid lane. So I don't think they'll try to pinch his pool because it just seems like he can play too many different things. But you're right, that's definitely going to be an explosive matchup.
And we are coming into picks and bans here. TTT will be on the blue team there. They're looking to pick up and potentially banning away from Wild Terry, Zohir, Margarine, and Ichirat, and Thanontology in the bot lane here as well. Grag is going to be the first ban away potentially towards that jungle, but they instantly swap that to Akali, potentially limiting their own mid laners pool as well, but Gragas is going to be that second ban. Kha'Zix coming over there as well. We'd mentioned about the limited champion pool there for Shuteye in the jungle. See if the Jarvan gets banned out as well. They are on blue side, so if it didn't ban away, I would assume that would get first pick. But they ban out both the junglers straight away. They don't want to mess around with that at all.
Yeah, I also like how TTT, they did ban the Gragas, even though it wasn't, one of the higher played. I also wonder if maybe their support, I don't know if they flex it, but I still like the ban just because Gragas is pretty powerful in his current iteration in team play.
The other main pick available to them would be the Thresh on the support sharing heroes. Does definitely like that, and is potentially a one trick on that champion. So maybe a priority pick within the first stage if they look to go there. If it does get to 5 bans, I'd expect that to be removed if they have done any research on this team.
Yeah, I believe so, but they did opt to go with the Kale. Banning away the TTT's top laner's most played champion, and they are going to go with that first pick Thresh in response.
Yeah, exactly. So secured there. Wonder, this is a best of 3 right now, so I'll see if that is available to him in that second draft stage that will come out to in game number 2. Teemo SCC does have quite a wide champion pool available to him in that top lane with the Mordekaiser, GP, Kale, one of them, but that has been banned away, and Ornn and Jax as well. So a lot of variation in that top lane available to him. Going for that Caitlyn into the Thresh, nice range on that, so can potentially play around that hook. Definitely have that wide range, and Pantheon going to be locked in there for 12th level Intellects.
Yeah, Pantheon is a strong pick, and we've unfortunately I don't think we've seen a single game of him at Worlds because he just is literally 100% banned. But I am interested to see how he will play in the comp, even though I don't really know what the Caitlyn is. A kind of interesting pick, but I really want to see how the rest of the draft shakes out for TLI.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of prevalence towards that Kai'Sa and Xayah. Xayah's now picked up there. Going to be supported by that Thresh as well. So nice combo with that engage. Get down that Lantern, get the root down, and a lot of CC to be able to come out of there. Caitlyn going to be nicely to be able to defend against that, at least so that heavy aggression early on, potential with those dives in the early game.
Yeah, not to mention, you said the engage. You talked about the engage, but they also are really difficult to engage on with the Lantern for safety and the Xayah ultimate, the Feather Storm. It'll be really difficult to catch her out in a lot of different situations.
Yeah, I actually really like this Morgana pickup here. The Caitlyn Morg will be such a safe bottom lane into that Thresh. Very premeditated when that hook is going to come out. If it connects, you can just put that black shield on. Means that the Caitlyn can safely net away and not get interrupted with that flare as well. So a lot of synergy in this lane to be able to counter what Azar and Thresh want to be able to do. Definitely a pick orientated right now with that Elise and Thresh here for TTT. So they want to get a lead, they want to control the vision, and the second round of bans are coming out. Kiaya and Rek'Sai responded.
Yeah, I really like the Morgana pick by TL. It is also the support's most played, so maybe they were comfortable not having to ban away the Thresh, knowing that TTT were very likely to pick it, seeing that it's flexible champion and the most played for their support. So maybe they just figured we can outlane you. You play your best support, I play mine, it counters yours, and we'll see, if we can take our advantage from the laning phase and spread it around the rest of the map.
Yeah, particularly with this Elise, you generally want to see a lane bully in that top lane, so they do have die pressure onto them, be able to expand that gold and farm lead up into that top lane. So we'll see maybe a Renekton could be picked out there. Shen banned away as well, Galio, but Mordekaiser, GP, Ornn, and Jax all available. So maybe the Jax as well. That would be a fantastic lane to get snowballing here for TTT.
Yeah, the Jax is one of the, like you said, more played of all those champions. It hasn't been too much Renekton, although Renekton would be a really strong when the clock gets rolling, it's really hard to stop him. But I don't know if we'll see it here, but it would be a great pick if they're able to play it.
Yeah, Teemo does have a fairly extensive roster available to him, but as you said, Renekton not really a big prevalence in that playlist. Echo, nice probably response. That's going to be in the jungle most likely, although very flexible into any of the lanes. Pantheon as well could either jungle or mid lane. Look for that kill Thresh.
I think Pantheon will probably be most likely mid, just because it seems like it's the role where he can exert the most pressure in the safest manner. But I also wouldn't be too surprised to see him in jungle. But it is a bit more snowbally if he does opt to go there.
Yeah, I wonder if TTT are going to pick... they have so much scaling with their Ryze and Xayah right now. Maybe if they want to play a little bit more safely around that, maybe pick up the Ornn or the Poppy, actually. That is a nice front line for that team, and that is a very solid team fight later on into the game that they've drafted now. Early presence from that Elise and be able to transition that into a monster late game if they can set up right.
I'm a big fan of the TTT comp. The only thing missing, would be I kind of part of me wants to see the Renekton just to go for that early lane dominance for the Elise, but Elise can still help out. Like you said, if they're just trying to pick people off and play safe, they have a really solid team comp for picking out one person, and then and then with the Poppy and Ryze, they have enough to do a lot of damage in team fights.
Yeah, Twelch level Intellects here, going for quite a bold strategy here with pretty much 3 assassin divers almost with that Fiora, Echo, and Pantheon. Well, have so much damage available to them, but in terms of like hard engage, one of them has definitely have to be creative with their flanks to be able to get into the meat, because there's so much peel with that Poppy Thresh. A lot of kiting available to them. Very safe ultimate there with the Featherstorm on Xayah as well. So a lot of plays and counter punches available to both teams right now, but I'm kind of liking the draft out of TTT. They've consolidated their position quite nicely, and 12th level Intellects definitely going to have to get that push on, and hope that Fiora can win that side lane pressure.
Yeah, I think all the lanes for 12th level Intellect really need to get ahead, or I don't see how they're going to win any fights late game. They have I'm not saying it's pure early game, but all their main advantages are if they can get ahead in the split push for the Fiora versus the Poppy. Because even then, if the Ryze starts off strong, I don't think Fiora Ryze that'll be a very interesting matchup if it does come up for them splitting against each other.
Yeah, exactly, Jaminal. Definitely a place to be made. You really want to see them play around this Caitlyn, get her a BF sword fairly early on in the matchup, try and get those plates in the bottom, rotate her around to get that rift held, and really try and get 2 towers down pre kind of 40 minutes. That would be that ideal window for 12th level Intellect. So they can do that with that Morgana and Caitlyn if they play correctly and work around that vision. We'll have to see if Shalai can play around that in fashion.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting and explosive early game, I feel, or if not, at least a very aggressive early game. So I'll be looking forward to seeing how that shakes out.
Yeah, definitely. Poppy as well, heavy frontline tank, able to stop a lot of the dashes that obviously the Echo and Fiora will be wanting to do. So much creative control that they can allow the Rise and the Xayah just to be able to pump out that damage in those consolidated front to back sort of like late game team fights. So as you said, like we are looking for that lead from 12th level Intellects or just chaos that they can thrive in.
Yeah, I really do. Like you said, the Poppy pick is quite brilliant with a lot of the members, nearly every member minus really the Morgana, having some sort of dash that can be negated with the Poppy wall. So I really enjoy seeing teams when they have that one pick that, I won't say it hard counters the enemy team, but it is just just makes the team have to play in a very different manner than they normally would have to if that champion wasn't selected.
Yeah, definitely. So we have our game plans here. We need a little bit of chaos and creativity here at a 12th level Intellect, and Team just want to scale up nicely with their Xayah and Rise, set up the map properly, fight over those objectives, get that early-ish Baron, and try and steamroll the map with that objective and split push pressure.
Yeah, who do you think you have favored in the game, or are we still favoring TTT after draft, or do we think maybe TLI has a advantage?
I think so. Like currently, we actually have TTT seeded 1 for our entire groups here on the Dominate Premade League against potentially one of their weaker teams of 12th level Intellect. Obviously, it's difficult to really get a sense of that from the individual groups as they were playing in their own little pods, but coming together. 12th level Intellects definitely up against the wall here, and they need to play aggressive with their team. You know, we need Zohair on this Pantheon to really march down lanes, try and create that pressure, try and get that Fiora ahead, as they could win with this split push pressure.
Yeah, I think definitely top and bot are going to be the lanes you want to focus. I don't really know how much kill pressure the Echo lane really has for Rise. I mean, he has okay follow up, but even then, I think I don't think the time for a Pantheon stun is long enough to where you can, unless you pre get the Echo W for the stun afterwards. But like you said, I believe top and bot will be the lanes to be played around for Zohair in this one.
Yeah, you want Itchy Rat on this Caitlyn just firing out all cylinders, get that lane pressure, get that dominance, get those early towers, rotate that into objectives, and we'll see if they can accomplish that. We will just take a break, and we will be right back here in a couple of minutes' time for the quarterfinals. At the Dominate Premade League here at Risen Esports. Very much looking forward to that jam. Now we'll be right back. Wonderful. here at the Dominate Premade League here at Risen Esports. I am here, Rooktor, play-by-play for this evening, and color casting with me tonight is Jamanaut.
How's it going, Rooktor?
Oh, fantastic, mate. We are loading into the Rift here. A little bit of a five-man stack here for TTT. Team up against 12th level Intellects here. 12th level Intellects here in the red side, and on the blue side, Teemo just going to face check a bush with the Fiora in right now. Might not want to do that. A little bit of a nice escape there for Wild Terry, but stacking, showing their dominance here in the early game.
Surprised we didn't see an instant wallbang from Teemo, but I mean, I guess maybe they were afraid of maybe a counter engage. But yeah, I would say interesting keystone choice for Wild Terry. I know the Klepto is would you do take some of your easier matchups for Fiora, so he is really looking to abuse the Fiora in the side lane for most of the game. I mean,
yeah, not stacking that Conqueror actually does mean that you can, or maybe even some of the Fioras will be going that Grasp the Undying as well, just for that sustain in the early game. But definitely armor stacking here for the Poppy will help in that side lane push, but a little bit of a red for red start here, as that does mean that the bottom lane will have priority here for the Caitlyn, so that can be very nice for this push and control of the lane.
Yeah, I think the true damage Fiora has in her passive will make up for. I mean, even though Conqueror is nice for the extended trades, I think the Fiora will still have enough damage in the later game scenarios. But like you said, the armor stacking will make Poppy a lot more difficult to take down, and maybe it won't result in as much success splitting as they would like.
Yeah, I think Bert the Dragon here actually might get zoned off this second wave of CS potentially if they do get that level 2 first. Play actually going to miss, and sharing urinals already down all the way there.
Yeah, I think you're right. They got chunked. Took too many bad trades in this early game.
Yeah, definitely. Level 2 actually gets matched here, which is very nice, but they can set up a little bit of a slow push, walk those waves in, and really try to deny already up 3 CS. So nice little bit of a start here for the Caitlyn lane that we did say needed to get snowballing and rolling around the map. This is the pressure point where they want to play around.
Yeah, they are, like you said, they already won out of all their trades and already forced out a couple, all the potions from sharing urinals. But he does have the biscuits to keep up in regeneration for this battle of attrition that's going to go on in the bot lane.
Yeah, suddenly a little bit of a slow start here. Jungle pass, meaning that the early back here for the Elise actually as well. Now going to path up to that blue side. Nice little bit of a ward there available, so that will get spotted out. Pantheon maybe a creative gang available to him, but middle lane's pretty even on that, and the bot lane is pushing. But a nice slow push back actually means that they can freeze his way potentially, but a little bit of a tilt over Peacemaker does come out there just to push out that wave.
Yeah, they're keeping TTT on the back foot in the spot lane, but they are doing a good job matching now after the poor start. They are keeping up in CS.
Yeah, like I want to say stuff's happening in the mid lane here. Actually, Marjorie is sticking around. He's looking for the stun. The flash is actually going to come out. The Kathea blade is going to go down. Kathea tree, sorry, is going to go down there. Nice little bit of an engage there, hanging around, baiting with the low health bar as well, and getting out the flash with that first blood.
Yeah, that's real unfortunate for Kathea tree. Kathea tree, am I saying that right?
Yeah, we asked him to spell it phonetically. We do have the Kathea tree.
Kathea, yeah.
Kathea,
anyways,
yes.
He was winning out of the one.
The flare's going to be there. The ignite is down. Now he's forcing the flash in front there. That's going to be Bert the Dragon picking that up. Itchy Rat now trying to get it back. The little bit of there, but it's a double kill coming over to Bert the Dragon.
Yeah, that was real unfortunate because they were really ahead, but that one hook, the Natology a little too slow on the spell shield, allowed them to get double killed. Surprise, Itchy Rat stayed and greeted for the kill.
Shut-Eye here, the counter gank is coming out. The flash away already. Shut-Eye having to retreat here on this Elise now. Teemo just body blocking for the opponent, but nice counter gank. Nice little bit of synergy there in the top lane.
Yeah, that was really, really good game sense by Zohair.
Well, the Theatre isn't going to get stunned up this time. But the Shut-Eye having to run away. The flash is not available here for Soha. But now Margarine into the waiting arms right now. Flashes forward, picks him up. Oof. And now Teemo potentially in a little bit of trouble right now. Has the way pushing, so might be okay. But Margarine's looking for him. Zahir's now rounded the entire wicket at the top side of the map. Stunned under the tower, but it doesn't really matter. And the flash away. The nice happy feet there. Getting and burning that teleport available. Heavy pressure in the early game.
I'm actually incredibly impressed with Teemo. He played that perfectly. Just the wafting around
the hook again in the bottom right now. The BF sword is there for Bert the Dragon, and the burst is just immense right now. Itchy Rat having to back away as well. That's going to be a double kill again going over. Bert the Dragon, massive lead. This Thresh pick is paying up dividends right now in the bottom lane.
Yeah, for the next game, I want TLI to not allow sharing urinals to get that Thresh. Because if you have the counter pick, and you knew they were going to play it with the Anatology, but then you're late on all the spell shields. If you're not going to be early on the spell shields, you really shouldn't be. You just can't play the pick. You just have to ban it out, I feel. It's just doing way too much.
Yeah, they're just not respecting it right now. And you had that power spike with that BF sword. You just saw so much damage laden. Already a 400 gold bounty in that bottom lane. And the gold lead is massive. 3.4k to 1700 on this Caitlyn. Itchy Rat is not going to be present in this game for like the next 50 minutes because of this early game.
I'd go and say like maybe the next 25 or 30 because, you know, like this is the part Itchy Rat's supposed to be, you know, the strong one, you know, in the early game. But Caitlyn has that giant power trough until you hit, you know, two and a half items. So I don't really know what Itchy Rat's going to be doing in this game. And if they don't play safer for Thanatology and Itchy Rat, they might just keep getting double killed in the bot lane.
Well, I think with that Warhammer coming out, again, additional damage. This Bert the Dragon just has immense pressure right now. Could also maybe look to freeze this lane a little bit as well. He's actually going to let that all crash out. Sorry as my voice goes a little bit there, but the roam for the Kathia tree. They're looking at this bot lane. They're preying on the weakness with that flash down on Itchy Rat.
Yeah, there are no summoners available for the bot lane in general, so they're gonna have a tough time fending off any dive, even if it is just a 3-man dive. And we see Elise is already circled around there, so maybe after they finish counter jungling, they might just go straight away for a dive.
Yeah, Bert has 6 actually, and the Shut-Eye's already in the bottom lane. They're gonna go onto Thanology. But that is massive damage. Itchy Rat, the double kill coming out there, and the roam here for Zahir. He was in the right place at the right time, entirely just neuters that play.
Yeah, Zohair is just playing lights out right now, and he's the heart and soul of TLI currently. And that was really good by Thanatology. I know I've been a little harsh on him, but that was really smart with the early spell shield to ensure Elise was wasting so much time trying to set up the tower dive, knowing she would be the one who wants to get aggro first.
Yeah, now you really want to transition this lead that Zohair has to his potential solo laners and maybe get another kill back onto Caitlyn. But Caitlyn right back on track now, secured that BF sword to himself, got that shutdown onto the Xayah as well. So handily sort of like securing that again, and had to maybe temper that aggression into the bottom lane as that was very forced.
Yeah, that was a really forced play because, like we said, it was right before Thanatology's flash and Ignite was coming up. And Itchy Rat also had no heal, so there was just a perfect opportunity to punish the bot lane. But Zohair properly played around his own teammates' summoner spells and just came in for the saving Grand Skyfall. Or is it Starfall now? I think it's Starfall.
Yeah, Stuffle. They did change it.
With his cosmic rework.
Make it look a little bit more. Oh, well, Terry into the top lane here as well. Gets punted out by Teemo. Completely saving Shut-Eye, who's one order away from death. At least definitely struggling with that early game, but that was fantastic timing on that.
I'm genuinely not sure if I'm more impressed with Zohair or Teemo's insane Poppy plays this game so far. I am also maybe a bit biased that Poppy is probably one of my favorite tanks currently in the game, but Pantheon was one of my favorite junglers originally, so I think the bias is balanced out in my analysis.
Yeah, exactly. And a wave pushing here for the bottom. They seem to have got back a little bit more control, tempered from that early aggression by sharing Uranus. But you can just see where he's positioning on the map right now. He's not looking for hooks. He's not looking to play aggressive, and he just knows that that early lead has been thwarted by that dive into the bottom lane. And Zohir is available into the bottom lane, but the Dragon, the Lantern comes out just to save him. Margarine in the middle lane as well looks for a little bit of a play, but that just gets countered back. Maybe he'll look to go back in. Doesn't quite commit into that concurrence.
Yeah, I will commend Ichirat and Thanatology for ever since they've fallen behind. They have kept decent pace in CS, only about 10 CS behind, which is a lot less than you'd expect for them getting double killed twice.
Yeah, I like the camp that Zoe has actually put down in this bottom lane. He knows that they want to get that Caitlyn ahead, but in the middle, Margarine does have his ultimate available to him. Gonna use it very early in that fight. The Chrono Breaker's there. Now Zoe comes in with that Grand Starfall. What must come up must come back down again, and there is another dead spider. 0-3, but in the bottom lane, forcing out the Feather Storm. Now they're looking to come back in. Thanology doesn't quite land that second bite. Ichirat now gets ignited, but the Dragon now has to run away from Zoe, who's roamed at the right time. The flash comes through, but that will be transcended over to Zoe. Flash away from that last binding there as well.
I mean, what I've seen so far from this early game is don't mess with the Zohair. I mean, he's literally everywhere. The war, I will say there's a little lack of vision in the river for TTT to catch out these roams, but they should have known he was going there after the skirmish that happened mid.
Oh, he's going in again, actually. The bind just misses there for sharing Uranus. Oh, but yeah, the amount of presence that this guy's having around the map here, he's realizing that, okay, Poppy is kind of like just proving as a bit of a brick wall there as well. So he's making plays in that mid and bottom and really netting that Caitlyn in that early game that they desperately need right now. The Infinity Edge is there, and we said that we needed this chaos available in the early game. That's what they're creating. 2k Goldie now here for Twelch level Intellects, and this is that game that they needed.
Yeah, and like you said, the only lane Zohair, hasn't, aside from that one gank earlier that Teemo expertly averted, after that, Zohair was like, we have a pause.
Yeah, the Kathea tree is currently having a little bit of lag issues right now, so we do have a pause on our hands here. Definitely explosive early game right now, pretty much a kill a minute. Dragon taken down as well. That went over to 12th level Intellects, so the Cloud, the next one spawning, will be... I don't know what the next dragon will be. The Ocean Dragon, yeah, there you.
Yeah, it's Ocean in 49, yeah.
But getting that with that Caitlyn spike as well, with that IE, would be very nice. Zoe is definitely available, and the pause was very momentary as we're already back into the game. So it does have to clear his top side of the map. His red is available to him. While Terry now in a nice spot there. Got that Tiamat for the wave clear. Counteracting that push of that Balmy Cinder there on the Poppy in the top lane.
And yeah, I think the read by Zohair from Twelch level Intellect to just avoid the top lane after the one gank being, just thoroughly avoided by Teemo. I think it's a good call, but right now, once Fiora gets maybe one more item before Poppy gets too tanky, I like to see if they can maybe make one play up there.
Yeah, Marjorie playing aggressively in that mid lane. But do you like this trade potentially that they're taking? They're going for this Rift Herald in the top lane for 12th level Intellects. That does mean that they're seeding pressure in the bottom, and they're pretty much trading this now for the Ocean, as there's no way they're really going to be able to respond Grand Stuff or just off cooldown, but they're not going to get there in time. So this is a trade on the map. Do you like that?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's definitely a fair trade, especially since they are trying to get the early game tempo and aggression. I think the Rift Herald will benefit them more than the temporary. The
Teemo just flashed forward right now. No. He wanted this 3v1. He chose his death, and Margarine will secure that for his team.
That's one of those tough ones where I appreciate the effort by Teemo. I don't know if it was worth him dying, but does deny the Rift Herald, which is like you said, it does make the trade a lot less even, and they actually might end up getting first turret.
The dive on the bottom lane. Phenology's in a world of pain right now. That's going to go over to Shudder. Ichirat trying to trade back, but the repel is there right now, and the Ignite will secure it for the Thresh, showing Urinal's going to pick up his first kill of the game. 5 assists though, the gold is going over to the right place. Zion nice and ahead. That tower will fall down as well. Answered in the top lane, as you said, Timo tried to just like remove the Rift Herald from the map. Does manage to do that. Double kill around the place. It's all kicking off here, Jamnot.
Yeah, Timo didn't let his team. They weren't unfortunately after the back of his heroic sacrifice. They weren't able to get first turret blood, but they were able to get a double kill and a turret in the bot lane, which I think is definitely well worth it. And that was a beautifully executed turret dive by TTT. They perfectly layered their CC. Burt the Dragon had turret aggro, and Sharing Urinals had a perfectly distanced lantern to switch him out of turret aggro. It was just well played all around.
Yeah, I almost like the idea of playing the top lane Timo, maybe trying to get that Keeper's Vogue to deny the Rift Herald gold, even though the tower damage would take that. Maybe look to try and deny that. That would have definitely been a creative use of the ultimate there, but he did choose just to cancel it instead. Falls in the process, but trading around the map, they traded for the Rift Herald and the Ocean Dragon. Now they trade for both towers respectively in the top and bottom. So a little bit of an ARAM mid as these AD carries. No Rift Herald to fight over now. Season 10 will potentially see a second spawn of the Rift Herald, so this might not like break this deadlock that's spawning right now, but hoovering up that CS in the mid lane by these AD carries as well as the split push is on right now. The flash is there for the Kathia tree, but they're getting dove under the tower right now. And that'll be a Wild Terry just securing that. So much damage available to them with at 504 in the top lane as well. Marjorie looking for the Timo in the side lane. He's got all this armor, but he doesn't have a lot of magic resist. The Mert Treads are there. Marjorie resets back on the map with that Chrono Bake. Timo's definitely causing it, but the shield is there.
Oof.
Sharing Urinals just blocks the ace in the hole as well. Nice little bit of a trade there as well, protecting his AD carry.
I mean, that was a lot of action across all the 3 lanes, and I'm just mildly upset because I had a really great punt with Zohair to make, but I'll save it for later. But yeah, there were a lot of trades that weren't in the favor.
I think they might dive this again. The repel was early as well. They don't have aggro right now. He flashes onto the tower as well. It's a 3v1 as the Morgana comes there. Thanology as well. Wild Terry picks up his second kill of the game.
I can use it now, I think. You know, turret there, Zohair don't care. I mean, he's been everywhere, all over the map. With the Pantheon passive, shield passive, the new shield, or I think it's on his E now, actually. Just doesn't care about these turrets. He's super fed, super ahead, and the main reason why their team is, you know, staring down the barrel of a 4K gold lead right now.
Yeah, this is really not where you want to be as an Elise. Elise is generally picked for that early game pressure, that ability to create picks, to tower dive, and 1-4-0, just like no assists for the team right now. Created all their own pressure and really needs to try and get a foothold. But on the other hand, Zohair diving with his solo lane is marvelously available to him. And the solo laners are ahead. This will be really nice to be able to keep that tempo going for their team, 12th level Intellects. And give that space that Caitlyn needs just to be able to pick up and hoover another like 50, 100 CS and march their way to that second, third crit item.
Yeah, the only issue for Twelch is we did want their top and bot lane to get ahead, and while it is great that Margarine has found himself ahead of his opposition on the Echo, I think it'd be a lot better for them to have the Caitlyn ahead so they could rotate her around the map and just siege down these turrets. But with Caitlyn not being that strong, they still have to rely on Zohair visiting the solo lanes for them to get any sort of advantage in these skirmishes.
Yeah, the Infernal now spawning in 10 seconds, and the vision is there for 12th level Intellects. They're trying to get priority in the mid lane as well, trying to see if they can create any picks for themselves before the fight. We have the traps down as well. That's nicely placed here for Ichirat. So they're setting up well for this Drake, and we have pressure in the top lane as well. Margarine does have his teleport available to him, and that Chrono Bake if he gets into a fight, but a lot of pressure being created here in the mid game here for 12th level Intellects. Going to be able to secure themselves a pretty uncontested Infernal, and gets a top tower to boot as well. So they're trading in the top lane as well. The Rise isn't quite the power spike as well. Margarine looking for it. He's going to pick it up. The Kathia tree can't find his place on the map right now, trying to scale up with that Rod of Ages, that slightly slower scaling build when you go for that Rod of Ages and that Tear of the Goddess. Like, just going to take a while to get up to that powerful point in the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Cathedral was thinking there without any help. He's not as far behind as he is compared to the Echo in gold. There's no way he's winning that 1v1. And Echo didn't even have to use the ultimate for extra damage or survivability, so I really questionable decision making there.
Yeah, they're actually going to have a rough time now because they're theoretically, they do have that split push available to them with the Rise, but as we just saw, can't take that 1v1, probably can't take the Fiora as they are closing down on that Trinity Force second item as well. So not a lot of place for them to pick up farm around the map. That means that they're going to have side lane pressure here with 12th level Intellects as well. So they're really just like condensing the map, choking the vision out of this Baron as well. That will now spawn in, well, spin up for 15 seconds as well. So definitely windows for them with that Lich Bane as well. So much burst damage available to this Echo. It's very difficult to be able to lane against him.
Yeah, Kudai did a great job defending their defensive vision in their own jungle.
He's doing it again in the top side of the river as well. The Cathea tree just has to get away from it. Blue buff get it, but this is so much pressure available to them. They can theoretically roam a little bit there. They are just like hugging this mid lane tower as well. But the Dragon now finished that rapid fire cannon, but just slowly just trickling up that CS as well.
I really like what Twelch is doing, having we touted the Fiora to be the one split pushing, but I do like that it's Margarine who is slightly more ahead than the Fiora because he's also significantly more slippery with not even just the dashes but the rewind. It takes too many people to pin down the Echo. They're going to need at least 3 people, and even then, they won't guarantee a kill. At least with the Fiora, they can probably guarantee a kill if they send that many people. But Margarine, he's just having a field day up here in the top lane. Yeah,
they can set up a really nice like 1-2-1 and have this floating fed Grand Starfall available to them on Zohir as well. So nice little play there, and really nice lane assignments coming out. And I'm pretty sure with this Trinity Force now finished on a Wild Terry, he can definitely potentially dive the Teemo, and there's not a lot he can do against that.
Yeah, the only thing they need is I'd like to see them try to push to maybe, if they got the outer turret out, like if the Caitlyn was ahead, they'd be able to maybe push to
get the bind is there, the hook's going to come out, but that was, he might have taken that to his death. He goes for the Ignite as well, but he's going to have to flash out. I don't think Thanology dies to the last tick of Ignite. It was calculated all along.
Sharing urinals is typing in all chat right now, probably. Not really, but hashtag worked. I mean, you're feeling yourself when you make a play like that.
Yeah, that was good. That was the last tick of Ignite. I thought he was going to live, actually. Marjorie actually going to face check into another hook right now. Has to chrono break out. No. But they're struggling around the map now as this picks from the Thresh coming up clutch right now. A teleport defensively away from that slide lane split push as well, causing another resource to be removed away from 12th level Intellects.
Yeah, Twelch is relinquishing a bit of the control they had. The last minute has not been too kind to them, but they do tout a 4K gold lead, and I think they are still in a good position to, the game is in their hands, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're now going to consolidate. They're not going to push too much more on that top side. Twelch level Intellects going to be setting up for this second Infernal Drake coming out in just a minute's time. Want to maintain a little bit of vision around that top quarter just for that Baron, but currently they just don't have the damage and team to be able to burst down the Baron at all, so not really too much of a concern. Going to have Margarine without the TP actually still pushing up that top lane. But it's Shut-Eye as well, having to jump away, but the stun is there. Zohir is just in the face of Shut-Eye. Now it's Teemo trying to get back to his team. Flashes behind Bert the Dragon. Just wants to crawl back to his team, but that'll be Infernal Control entirely going over to 12th level Intellects.
Yeah, it's good that Shut-Eye did have a really poor time to die. He's gonna still be dead, but Infernal's up. They can't even.
Flashes come out of Thanology, but the re-engage is there. They don't have the team. Itchy Rat now finds a little bit of a flank, but will it be in that 2v1? He has to flash away. Bert the Dragon now on the front line, but Marjorie just has so much damage. Completely bursts down Bert, who just doesn't have a response in the back end of that. The Cathea tree nicely finishes off Thanology, and they just were grouped up nicely there. Team really found their nice purchase and managed to pick up a 2-for-1 and reclaim the river and potentially the reward of that Infernal. But they need to take something on the map. They're maybe looking for this mid lane tower as well.
Yeah, I think I might have spoke too soon. I think they, even though Shut-Eye did die, team did snuff out a really good engage, and they might be the ones in position to even up the Dragons with this Infernal.
Yeah, they get their cake and almost get to eat it too, but a teleport is coming out for Twelch level Intellects. That's a Wild Terry maybe looking for something, but they do get both the objectives. Leveling up that Infernal, so important as well. Zohir just a little bit late there as well, trying to regather themselves on the map. Maybe they can look for like back timing here because they have a lot of gold with those shutdowns. Maybe they can look for Baron pressure in this meantime. That might be a nice little bit of a play, but having burned those teleports, they need to get Fiora up to that lane or draw pressure down into that to be able to create that opportunity.
Yeah, if they had a bit more vision on the top side river around Baron, I think they could have just maybe turbo snuck Baron if they just rushed it while they were resetting after the Infernal Drake. But
especially there were 2 down bottom as well as they full reset, and no ultimate or flash available for Bert the Dragon. A little bit reliant on their team for kiting as well, so definitely doesn't want to face check into that objective. They had a window maybe for it.
Yeah, it's one of those like quick macro decisions where you just have to like either rush it or go for it. But I think maybe they didn't want to risk it because they are still ahead a little bit. It is unfortunate for them. We're not able to get the double Infernal stack, but
Go on now. That was a little bit trade of ultimates there. Margarine trying to go in and assassinating Bert, but just pulls out pretty much on cooldown the Featherstorm yet again.
Yeah, I think that's key, where they just want to always keep the really the defensive tools down for team, so that they have to. It makes it a lot harder for them to get that perfect engage that they are looking for.
I also want to say, a Wild Terry has been on this tower now for about 10 minutes and really not secured a lot of HP on this. Just can't walk up to the tower. Teemo is defending very nicely right now, just absorbing this pressure. Definitely can't win a duel. Definitely can't leave his tower, get past that halfway point to challenge for their tower. But he's playing nice and defensive and doing just what he needs to be, that rock for his team right now.
Yeah, Teemo's been a super solid rock with only like maybe one or two minor mistakes. But aside from that, I think Teemo's playing superbly. But the problem is, like you said, they need Teemo's the one that can neutralize Fiora in the side lane, but they really do need Teemo in those team fights. It's a lot.
He's going for the 2v1 right now as Sharing Urinals comes in there as well. Wild Terry has to run out. None of the engage is going to work. The repel's going to be there as well. And Wild Terry, this is 3-man into the bottom, forcing out the flash. They need to go on Baron, and they are. 12th level Intellects are opening this up. There isn't a lot of engage available to them. They don't really have the damage on Kathaya yet. I guess he is at 3 items right now. Crystal Scepter maybe going to face check into them right now, but just doesn't have the team available to him. Halfway down onto the Baron right now. They need to keep hitting it. They need to keep going as the teleport is coming out right now. This is going to be the collapse. And they can't find the window. They just don't have the damage down on the Caitlyn yet right now. Has the double crit items and the Zeal as well. So definitely ramping up, but just can't rush it down when you don't have that Mountain Drake available.
And yeah, like I said, that's why it was really critical for the Caitlyn to be the one to get ahead in the game. And she's been the one with the lowest kill participation. Probably one of the lower damage dealers also, aside from the Thanatology on the Morgana. And so it was quite unfortunate that they weren't able to either get the bot lane ahead or snag a Mountain Drake so that they could, finish that Baron in a fast enough time frame.
Yeah, you do need to be careful about your lane assignments now because there is a lot of armor stacking here for Teemo that you need to do into the Fiora. But if you send Margarine down there, we've already seen him trade and kill Teemo, but the hook's gonna land onto Terry. He gets thwarted back into the team as well. The engage is there for Thanology, actually going to be able to jump away, but the Zonius is in a very precarious place, and he is going to fall down as well. Nice little bit of engage. The flash is there. Sharing Urinals not quite going to get Margarine on that play as well. So close. But this is the opening window. There's double kill down onto Twelch level Intellects, and they are going to start up on this Baron.
Yeah, I know it's been a while since we talked about sharing urinals hooks, but win or lose, I don't want to see TLI let him get this.
He's landed another one. He's got over the wall all by himself. He's trying to zone out Zoe here. Can he be able to do it? 2,000 damage left. He's actually been punted out. I think that was the king's verdict coming out right now. Now they're re-engaging onto Itchy Cat. He is in no man's land right now. Margarine over the wall as well. Gonna be able to pick up and secure the kill onto the support. But Zohir's now charging down. Massive shutdown secured over to the Rise. That is just going to accelerate him marvelously into the game. They have an Infernal, the third on the map, available to them, but they are pushing down middle with this newly acquired ban buff.
Yeah, I think that's gonna mark the beginning of the end for TLI and team. Just, I think they have this game in the bag now. They're probably gonna push for inhib, maybe reset or rush. If they're a little bit greedy, they might rush down the Infernal.
Yeah, I think you probably take the Infernal on the way back and then reset on the map, because you are opening up that to get taken by the opposition. You don't want to give them the window to do that. Be able to reset. You've already cracked that middle inhibitor. And honestly, you want that 5-man unit now. Rise got that shutdown. He's going to be massive. You have triple crit on that Zyra as well, skating up nicely. We just haven't had that lead that Itchy Rat really needed in this game. And as we said, like, we needed that chaos to thrive. And Zohir did such a sterling job in that early game as well. Margarine really making plays around the map. But as even to even, the gold lead is now not in their favor. They have double Infernal as well. This team fight comp here coming out for team really could accelerate them to the end with this Baron.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that their mistakes in the bot lane really are what cost them this game. And I don't want to put all the blame on Itchy Rat and Thanatology, but if they were able to maintain their lead and Zohir was still playing the way he was, I think they'd be lights out at this point. But sharing urinals really did. His engages and hooks and play in the bot lane really are what tilted the tide. Versus
Look at his
Zohir
KP, Jaminor. Look at his KP. He is there. This Thresh is absolutely bombing it with all of these engages right now as well. A Wild Terry as well is in no man's land right now. He's having to teleport back away, but you can see that the Rise is strong.
Ooh.
He's finally found his picks as well. And Margarine was 6-1-2. You think that's a fantastic scoreline, but it's still 3.5 to 3 items available to him. So the Rise is ahead right now. 500 gold bounty, and the 4-man unit just piling down. Have that Poppy in the front line. Just so much prowess in this comp.
Yeah, Margarine has no magic resistance whatsoever in his build besides the Merc Treads. So that Rise is just...
Oh, they're looking for it. They've got Shut Eye right now, and now they can look to re-engage. The Binder's going to be there, forcing out the early Feather Storm as well. They're re-engaging. Zohir's got to get out of that. Last little tick of damage. 800 little bounce there available. Margarine executes the ADC, who burnt their defensive already. Now has to re-engage on the back end of this. A Wild Cherry causing chaos. Burst down, double kill going over to the Kathea tree as well. Teemo on the back end, but so much burst damage for Kathea. He gets the triple as well. He is a monster on this Rise right now. Death cap in tow. He is absolutely massive and flying as he teleported into the fight. Causes chaos right now. They're TPing back with the Realm Warp as well. They've got the minions. The Supers tanking up the tower, and they're going to look for the end of the game.
Give him the Penta. This man is... He's had enough of being a little bit behind. He is ready to carry his team now.
Yeah, the actual flash forward, but he just can't stand up to that Rise. He is phenomenally strong right now. 288 CS at the end of the game. Farmed well, despite the fact that this Zohir was absolutely massive. The Pantheon had a phenomenal early game. As we said, Margarine as well. Really trying to create picks around the map, but unable to secure that. And that team fight play coming out with that comp as well. Really nice. A little bit of caught there as Shut-Eye and Burt go down rapidly, but the Rise was the carry at the end. So much burst damage just cycling through those kills, and that'll be the first game in this best of 3 going over to team.
Yeah, Margarine even landed the perfect Dream Echo All You Want, the 3-person with using the Proto Belt into Zanias to save himself, and and then the Fiora ult stacked on top of it to give the healing, but it just wasn't enough. So I really feel for TLI in that one, but because they did play their hearts out despite their bot lane falling a bit behind and Zohair and Margarine balling out in the early game. But that was an exciting game, and I'm looking forward to hopefully 2 more of those.
Yeah, Jamnot, yes it was. We'll see if Twelch 11 Intellects can repair the damage. Come back in game number 2, take this to this game number 3, as we are here for the quarterfinals here at the Dominate Premade League with Risen Esports. We'll be right back here for game number 2. Looking forward to that. I do believe that they will be swapping sides, so team will be on the red team, 12th level Intellects on the blue team, and we'll be right back with game number 2. Take it easy. And welcome back to game number 2 here for the quarterfinals of the Dominate Premade League here at Risen Esports. We're here with game number 2. Team won the first game, and Twelch and Intellects will be trying to get it back to game number 3 here with a win for them in the column right now. Kazakh's being banned away against TTT, and Akali the response there. Thresh as well, which was very pivotal in keeping them in a nice setting here and being available to TTT. Definitely causes havoc in that bottom lane available to them. Gragas going to be that last ban as well, coming out for Team T.
Sorry, I'm a bit late getting into the pick bans. Okay, I'm here. We're good. But yeah, I am happy to see that they did take away the Thresh. I mean, you just, after that performance, you just can't let them have it. But
yeah, he's definitely a one-trick. Pike is his second one that Derek Neurons likes to play. Well, what a name as well. Jarvan going to be secured, which is a bit of a counter pick, I guess, because that is more of a denial away from what Shut-Eye likes to be playing. He does play a lot of Jarvan and Kha'Zix. Really does kind of two-trick those champions available to him. If he needs a bit more team play, he'll go for the Jarvan. If he really wants a solo carry game, will lead over to that Kha'Zix.
Yeah, I do like the ban. At first, I thought it was the other way. I thought we had the pick bans flopped, but you're right. I was gonna say I wish they would have banned the Jarvan instead. But no, I do like that they picked it away to make sure that TTT didn't get all their comfort picks. But they do respond with the Xayah Rakan, which is very difficult for Jarvan to deal with. You just EQ, and Xayah does stay stuck in the Thunderdome, but with Rakan there to instantly bail her out and provide instantaneous CC, it is a bit difficult for Jarvan to be as effective as he normally would like to be.
Yeah, if you're picking your support and AD as well for team, they really are looking to counterpick the matchups that they want to get successfully. So they're looking for heavy priority available to them. Rise still open. Had a monster endgame there with the Kathia tree really looking nice as he finally finished that death cap, just bombing people with the spell flux just ricocheting around there. And we will have it again. Rise secured there for the Kathia tree, probably in the mid lane.
Yeah, that tree went from a sapling to a full-grown adult 200-year-old tree at the end of that game. It was insane. There was a meteoric rise. Pun was actually not intended, but yeah. I do like Twelch level instincts going with the Thunderdome comp. With they got the Jarvan, they got the Convergence from Echo, and then they have the Galio. So we'll see if they can set up the team fights.
Exactly. I'm just looking at the Dragon's champ pool and seeing if he actually plays any Kai'Sa. Because that definitely would be available to him. But he just doesn't play a lot of that at the moment. Like, he has Jhin games available to him. MF, Ashe, kind of Ezreal and all this kind of stuff. But no Kai'Sa in his kit as well, which really means that they aren't really prioritizing that as a... Wait, they banned it against him, actually.
I mean, it is the third most played after the Sivir. So, or am I looking at the wrong?
Oh, yeah. No. We're looking at the wrong one. Like, they banned it.
Yeah. I think that's right. I mean, but I agree with you. They should have. I almost wish they would have picked the Kai'Sa earlier if they were gonna plan on playing it. But maybe TTT just don't want them to have Kai'Sa with the comp they have, which is understandable for the amount of damage he can provide for a lot of champions stuck in a close area.
You know, the Olaf potentially going to be secured here into the Echo, which I do like. Obviously, you are able to just tank up that burst damage that Echo's being able to provide and just force him to chrono break early. But we're going to go back on the Elise here for Shadow.
Baited, but I just hope Shut-Eye plays with his eyes open in this game, because his kill participation was woeful last game compared to... I know it's hard to contribute when you fall behind on the Elise, but honestly, there weren't... Aside from like one or two plays in the early game, I mean, you might as well not have been there.
Steve's little response there. But Lucian going to be counter to the Xayah Rakan in that bottom lane. Probably going to be looking at a Galio either mid, or it could still be played as support available to them. But I think they probably want something a little bit bit more meteor and quick, because Galio does take a little bit of a while to like wind up, and there's so much mobility available to Rakana if it's in an out gauge that it will be picked up in that support roles. We do have the Camille rogered into that top lane for 12th level Intellects, and it's going to be the Jax. We mentioned that not actually in this champ select, but in the game 1 champ select as an option, and they will pick that Elise Jax, which has a lot of dive potential available onto that Camille, so definitely going to have that hook shot available to them to be able to get out of any sticky situation that might unfold for them in the top lane.
I will say, even though the draft from TTT Team is fine, I really would have liked to see Teemo back on the Poppy. I know he probably just feels like he didn't want to play on maybe a dog champ, as some would
it got banned.
Say, oh, it did get banned. Oh, I don't know how I missed that. Never mind, because I was gonna say TLI's comp is just atrocious. The Poppy just blocks everything. So I do the Jax adaptation. I think Jax does outscale Camille in the split push. I'm not quite sure how that goes, but I feel like it's just difficult to defeat, one of the premier duelist champs in League of Legends. Even though Camille does have solid
the
split
Ornn would have been his response, honestly. If he did want to play a tank, he could have definitely picked that up strong in the meta right now, and definitely in his arsenal available to him. But as you say, like that split push with the Jax, definitely very nice, can counterpunch that Camille. Definitely a fairly flex matchup and skill matchup to be able to just get up to that power spike, rush that Triforce, and potentially Tiamat if they're both winning that wave clear as well.
And yeah, the Lucian, I know he is a meta pick, but he's also a bit outside of the core, like there's the Xayah, Kaisa, at the top tier. But Lucian is really good when you run these specific comps that are really aggressive early on, and comps where you're just not peeling for your AD at all, for your bot lane carry. So you want them to be able to have their own mobility and survivability on their own. But as opposed to the Ezreal, who spikes a lot later than Lucian does now with the new builds that he does go, Lucian will provide a lot of that early mid-game power that Ezreal kind of, I won't say he doesn't lack it, but it's not as guaranteed as a Lucian will.
Yeah, exactly. And I do like the draft here coming out for 12th level Intellects a lot more. They were very sort of like all in heavy with these divers available to them. The Echo, Pantheon, and the top lane pick Fiora as well. So a little bit more diversity here. Definitely expect the Jarvan to go for that Cinderhulk and be a little bit tankier with that split push Camille available to them. And have that Galio kind of like ulting in there as well with that Cataclysm. Really nice synergy between those two champions and provide some lockdown to just break up the damage that the Xayah and Ryze will be doing in the late game.
Yeah, it reminds me of the age-old, the Season 3 comps. Just press R. Just press R on them. We got this, guys. So, they're I think team. They'll be looking to play around the ultimate cooldowns, and that'll be their main avenue towards maneuvering their way to victory in this match.
But yeah, against all authority, coining the curse the bullet time, kind of press our comp and win for sure.
Oh man, those were the days.
Those were
I'm making a face. Those were the days, but also not the days. Ironically, I think people forget. People forget or didn't watch League back then. Season 3, I know people, for all the marksman diverse people cry about, it's probably the season with the most diverse marksmen out of any season, I think, in League, because there were people where, even though the strong ones were like, your Ezreal, Corki, whatnot, there were teams that, like, I remember, was it Apollo, before he renamed, he would like be the Varus guy. Like, he'd play Varus and they would smash. Like, they would do really well. Even though Varus wasn't really a meta pick. Not many teams played Varus, but he did. And he did it really well. Doublelift played Urgot bot lane and split pushed, winning like 1v2s, 1v3s, like, and literally no one was playing Urgot. That was just how good Doublelift was compared to the competition. I think Yellow Pete also played it. He's the only other person who played it, but that was in EU.
Yeah.
But there was just a lot of that happened in Season 3. So, but there were a lot of terrible.
I think that was maybe a missed opportunity in this world. So they definitely tried to do some readjusting, and a fair few roles had a lot of diversity with their champ pools and more. But it really was, if you're playing a lady carry, like, unless you were playing like an off pick on the sort of Draven or Ezreal or something, it was pretty much Xayah or Kai'Sa. And that wasn't really a go between them there. You kind of wanted to see like Uzi maybe play a little bit of Twitch or something available to him, and to all these other sort of champions that like MF wasn't available as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Caitlyn was barely picked, even though sort of like relatively staple champion as well. So Stivir sort of fairly strong, banned away in this game as well, like Caitlyn and Sivir both. So we'll see what it goes. Going on to that Lucian as well, definitely banning 3 AD carries in the end here for team. So this really was directed pretty much onto the Lucian, I guess, and wanting Xayah and Rakan to have a potentially favourable outscaling matchup. But Lucian gonna look to try and get a nice little bit of a lead here in the early game as well. And we'll see who wins in the split push between the Camille and Jax, but I think that probably will be the pivotal lane. We saw how well the Kathaya tree did on that rise in game 1. We'll see if he can replicate that in game number 2.
Yeah, I agree. I would say, though, I have a controversial opinion. I think I'm okay. If I was forced to watch any 2 marksmen to only ever see play, it's a hard argument to pick people over Kai'Sa and Xayah. Kai'Sa has some of the most hype moments as a marksman, and I'll take lesser marksman diversity for more diversity in every other lane. I know marksman mains probably don't feel the same, but I think that just opening up the bot lane to have all these interesting mage picks and like the Yasuo Gragas, Viger Thresh, Syndra Thresh, those type of bot lanes, I think that's worth having a lower marksman diversity. But I do agree that Kai'Sa and Xayah are clearly a step above all the other marksmen, and if they could at least maybe buff the other ones a little bit and maybe tune Xayah Kai'Sa down a little bit, I think it could make for a much more interesting atmosphere for the spring split next year.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are a while off. We have season 10, a whole bunch of different changes. We'll see how that meta shifts and the dominance that will be placed on the dragon a little bit less, as you do really have to scale 4 dragons to get that big buff on there as well. So lots of changes on the Rift coming out of season 10, but we're focused on this game right now. This is the quarterfinals here at Dominate Premade League here at Risen Esports, and we will take a break and come back in a couple of minutes time here for game number 2 between Team and Twelch level Intellects. Hello and welcome back to game number 2 here for the Dominate Premade quarterfinals here at Risen Esports. I am the play-by-play caster Ruktor, and casting with me this evening is Jaminot here on colour.
How's it going, Ruktor?
Oh, it's fantastic, mate. We had a stellar game 1. 12th level Intellects had a nice early lead, but just couldn't capitalise on it. The rise was massive, and it's back here for the Kathaya tree here in the mid lane. They are looking maybe for a little bit of a pick, but a nice, safe defensive line here for the 12th level Intellects here on the blue side.
What's the time?
53, 54, 55.
Okay, yeah, they have a really strong level 1, and I don't think they want to. I don't think that TLI really want to contest them at all.
Minions have spawned.
Jump at like 2 seconds, please. Or we can pause it at 120. Or maybe we need to go further. Pause at 130, okay?
Oh.
Alright, well, an invade is coming out right now. Sharing urinals goes in for the play there as well. Technology, who will be the recipient of this buff? It is Smite away here for Zoe here. Level 2, and it means that they don't actually re-engage. Maybe they could have done that with the Jarvan as well, but not looking to do that. Nice early aggression here coming out. And denying that away from Shadai, gonna feel bad. It's had to snake back to his own blue buff unassisted. As this will give a nice early lead. And it's actually going to be a red to red buff here as well. Really nice start here coming out for Zohair if he can capitalize on this.
Yeah, I really like the pathing by Zohair. That's what you want to do when you jungle. If you do get invaded and you are able, whether or not he got the buff or not, you want to go straight to the opposing buff because that's the least likely and furthest path for the other jungler to go. But yeah, another feels bad moment for Shadai, making an early game play and it really not panning out for him.
Yeah, if he wanted, he can maybe wrap around and try and gank Teemo early as well. The lane is pushing in available to him, so Teemo going to be able to ward the bush, but the wraparound here could come out. So here very low as he actually ends up taking the other camp as well up there, so he won't look to take this path, I don't think. But early trading available to him, not going to be tempted by it. And in the mid as well, the flash coming out of both mid laners as well. Marjorie goes back in at first blood.
Man.
Will be secures there.
That was beautifully played by both players, actually, but especially Margarine. But I want to give props for the Kathaya for flashing right out of the convergence zone so that Echo wasn't able to get the shield and continue the trade. But he still was able to turn it around in the end.
I was all focused on that top lane, but action happening all the way around the bottom. Nice little push here into the bottom lane as well, available to team as well. But nice early engage there for Margarine, actually stacking double seals right now. They do sell nicely, and that is going to be a lot of nice regen available, so we can really try and muster that CS lead and pressure on in the early game.
Do those still stack, the regen? Because I couldn't remember if they patched that out.
I mean, you get the base mana available to them.
Base mana, yeah, that's true. So I kind of like to see the Dorans, but I'm assuming you didn't have enough money for Dorans.
And and the healing doesn't
Yeah.
stack as well, so you currently get 50% extra healing. So every single corrupting potion
Oh, I thought
heals for about 200, which is quite nice.
I could have swore they patched that out, but if not, I mean, hey, go with the double seal. I mean, it's definitely worth it, and it'll help him snowball his lead like he did last game.
You can still see some Sins going like 4 Dark Seals in the early game and trying to resell them because they do sell pack for a fair amount.
Oh man!
Early advantage here though. Wild Terry actually, like, they are trading heavily as that last corrupting potion going to be procced here for Teemo as well. He hasn't Dorian's blade as well, so he clearly has already gone back. But Terry just the recipient of a little bit of extra farm there, going to be able to TP back to lane.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that by Terry. Teemo still has another stack of corrupting potion, but you know, once you get that grass proc, you should back out of there because that Conqueror is gonna eventually overwhelm you unless you're straight up killing Teemo.
Yeah, he's got the wave stack in there as well. He's actually going to base, so you want to see Terry push this into tower, deny that, like force that teleport back out. That must be the response. Gonna be man down, corrupting potion, refill back up there, going for that Clotharum as well, so doesn't want that all-in available to him.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I guess I do like it by Teemo opting for the safer item buy, because I think he just knows if he's alive for the trades to keep going, he's just gonna win them. Ooh.
Well, Teemo trading into a lot of minions right now, but the tower shot is gonna make up for that as well. While Terry has to be a little bit careful. Also gone for that refillable potion, so a lot of sustain up into this top lane. Oh, but actually the Shut-Eye trying to get onto Wild Terry. That hookshot just wasn't long enough, and the slow isn't going to be there available. But Zohir in for the counter gank, double knock up. That was fantastic. That's going to be a kill going over though to the Shut-Eye there onto the Camille. Wild Terry going to fall first. Now it's a 2v2, and the re-engage comes out. Another trade as it's Jax trying to look. Margarine has a little bit of mana available to him. Can he get the gap closed? Not going to look for the phase dive on to trade that 2 for 2 at the end of the day.
Yeah, that was close. I'm a bit surprised that Margarine didn't come out there with the third kill. But really well played by both teams. Zohir being there for his team in the counter gank, but unfortunately just wasn't enough for them to get both kills.
Yeah, Margarine definitely pushing the bow out, trying to play aggressive and see if he can get a win for himself. He has a couple of stacks on that Dark Seal as well. 2 kills available to him, so he can come back and he really needs to put this into practice there, get that gold lead up and stop down the Cathedral, who we know can be a beast in that late game.
Yeah, I mean, we see the rise, maybe getting pulverized now, but we saw last game, came to team fight, almost had, oh,
the Flash and drag was there. The Cathar tree now under pressure. The red buff will burn him down. Looks for the exit. Can't quite find it. Margarine going to be able to secure that.
The Cathedral tree was so close to finding the exit tunnel out of that fight, but alas, was a bit too late for the burn from the red buff. So I don't believe Zohir did smite there.
But aggressive use of the flag. Nice extension coming out of there as well. Zohir trying to find plays for his solo lanes yet again, getting the Margarine a nice lead. Can they consolidate that now? Get Lucian ahead as the CS lead is growing here. But the Dragon really nice, pushing up, getting that early BS sword as well in a nice spot in the lane. On the top lane. He gets away with hookshot.
I thought Shut-Eye was in range for the Flash Cocoon, but I think maybe just didn't trust it or didn't want to risk it. It's understandable, but would have been really nice to see him get that play, and they could have got his couple plates on the top side turret, since there is no TPs available for either solo laner.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think the Rise is going to go for this Rod of Ages yet again, so looking to really scale up, but it's all about this blue buff right now. Can Zohir steal it? Yes, he will. Shut-Eye now gonna be cornered off.
Oh no.
He's gonna go up, but he's gonna drop into the waiting arms of a Wild Terry. Securing that. He's got the red buff as well. He's looking for a little bit more aggression. Can't quite find the Teemo to continue the prey.
Almost had an engage in the bot lane, but yeah, I really like the intentional decision by 12th level Intellect to gift the kill to Wild Terry, who does need it the most. Like we said, the most volatile matchup is this top lane, and we think as soon as the Jax gets ahead, that this game might be over just from the pure split push nature that'll be unmatched on anyone on 12th level with this Jax, because he'll be absolutely massive.
Yeah, I think a Wild Terry does definitely need to get his socks on and really try and motor any sort of like lead that he can muster around the map, as you know the engage is going to be there. And Jax winning that split push really will make them struggle in the later stages of the game. But again, Zohir into the mid lane. He's looking to go for it, but the flash out of the Cathedral tree, he will get away. Oh, but the Hex Tech order made him in the top lane. Teemo's in a world of pain right now. This is the lead that Terry needed to create for himself. He's gonna flash for that last auto as well. Gonna secure it. And this is what 12th level Intellects need for their early game.
I mean, like we said, the red buff was a good choice. I think it's probably one of the main reasons why he was able to win out at all those small trades. Terry did a good job, you know, becoming scary Terry, spacing out the grass procs and not overextending into Conqueror Jax like he did in the first couple trades of the game.
Yeah, that was nice. They could actually input more gold. Probably they should do that into that top lane, try and open that up around and get that solo gold onto a Wild Terry. That'd be fantastic to be able to extend that split push advantage that the Camille desperately needs in this matchup and lineup. But traded down for the bottom. They have a nice lead on this Xayah right now. 87 CS, going to be able to secure the first Cloud Drake.
I see what Zohair and Wild Terry were trying to do in trying to contesting the Cloud Drake with the early recall, but I wish they would have stayed a bit, knowing that Teemo's flash was down, to just drop the Herald and get a couple plates on the top side.
Margarine's going absolutely ham right now. They want to try and secure this for them. They are going to be running back to the tower. They're flashing forward aggressively as well. But the Dragon's already used his ultimate. The Featherstorm's already been proc there. Now they're running under tower. This is a tower dive. Can't have gone wrong. As Sharing Urinals picks up the first kill on there. The flash forward for the Teemo as well. Gonna secure an exit team for Margarine now. Pushing a little bit aggressively. He's got nowhere to go. He's gonna go into the waiting arms. Probably of the Jax. Massive shutdown going over. And that is all of that pressure.
Oh no.
Gone down the drain into this potentially higher scaling team right now. They need to be very aware that they can't overchase.
That was incredibly deep overchase, and not even having the Camille there to respond, or do not saying that Wild Terry should have necessarily teleported, but if they were going to hard force that play, they might as well have all their whole team there, and I don't think that was the right decision at all. And now this Jax coming back with 3 kills is just going to be a menace to deal with for Wild Terry.
Yeah, Zohead does still have that Rift proc available to him. He's on the bottom side right now. I really think that he needs to be up in that top lane. Shang Ran's going to be able to get away from that engage as well. So they really need to look to get a Wild Terry that lead again. He is trying to rush that Triforce. Will probably beat him to the punch. But it's slow progress.
Yeah, honestly, even though it does have the CS lead with the kills that Jax picked up, he might not win the rush to Triforce, and so like you said, I really want to see Zohair return to the top side and take down the plates and help accelerate the Triforce for Wild Terry.
Yeah, but it's Shut-Eye actually making his presence felt up in the top lane. Actually stuns up a minion. I mean, hookshot's going to be able to land. So difficult to camp that Camille if that hookshot is available to him.
Yeah, I do like the effort of Shut-Eye though, showing up, but it's a bit unfortunate it didn't work out. But
Zohair 2v1 in the mid lane. The Cathartic Tree into the river. He's gonna go down. The move speed is there, but the Cataclysm shuts the door.
Yeah, unfortunate for Cathartic Tree being caught out, but I think he ventured a little too far out. I think he was trying to maybe ward to see if there was a gank coming, and unfortunately, it's unfortunate when your spidey senses tingle and you're right, and you didn't trust yourself, and you just go walk into the unfavorable jungler.
Yeah, Shut-Eye as well, but here comes the aggression in the bottom as well. Phenology gonna be able to try and trade. Tower falls in the mid lane, as that is where the Rift wants. They apparently won this Echo ahead and not the Camille. Hextech Ultimatum going to be there. Terry looks to re-engage onto the 2v1. Actually manages to survive it. Zohair is now looking for the chase down. They've committed a lot of resources to this. Zohair can maybe look for it. Get stunned up. That's going to be able to be the kite away as well. Nice into that. Trading heavily in the bottom lane as well. Forced out the Featherstorm.
That was really good by Shut-Eye, that max range cocoon. Or near max range cocoon. Zohair a little late on the sweeping lens, but I think it's fine. Terry did a great job surviving the turret dive in. Didn't even use a summoner spell for it, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, he's about to have his flash off cooldown as well, so that was nice kind of gank window there, not being able to pay off. Need a little bit more available to him on that. Very slow scaling build here. Rod of Age is not even finished, 50 minutes into the game, stopping for that tier as well. Such a slow scaling build here, but he is getting punished, but is he getting punished enough, Gemini?
I don't think so. The fact that he already has a 10 CS lead from Margarine roaming so much, I mean, like we saw in the last game, if you don't stop the rise, you're not going to be able to stop him from farming, but you can at least make it a little more dangerous for him to be pushed out in the side lane, pushed up in the mid lane with no outer turret. But, I mean, we know he's just a ticking time bomb for the late game team fights.
So 32nd on Ocean. What do you think of the lane assignments, and how do you see the next couple of minutes playing out, Gemini?
I think team, even though they have been behind, they have been excelling in Drake control in this series. I think that if they don't, I mean, they do have, TLI does have the vision, but I think that if, with Margarine returning late to lane, they might be able to rush this one down if Shudai can clear out all the wards.
Yeah, exactly. They do currently have the map objective here for team. They're looking to push forward as well. Shadow's here in the mid lane as well. Forces the early chrono break out of Margarine, who is managing to be able to get away from that. But that's an important cooldown to be down. That prompts the dragon to be started up here for Burt the Dragon. And they're just going to rush it down. I don't think there's going to be a response available to them as well. They look for a little bit of a cheeky still there with the Lucian, but not going to commit too much. Will they overdive? They're going to overchase for this as well. They're going into the choke point right now. It's sharing Uranus. He's going to fall first to Margarine. Now they're looking onto the Sequoia tree. He will fall. Margarine going hyper aggressive now, going to get rooted up. Doesn't have his ult available to him. Chronology trying to just secure the exit there, but it's a solo kill in the top lane for Terry. This is going well. That was the dive that they wanted, and they punished the Ocean Drake take.
Yeah, that was a really quick and fast punish by TLI. I'm really happy that they did, even though they were, I think, pretty slow on the rotation to the Drake they knew they were going to take. They used it as a bait to start the fight, and I praised Teemo last game, but I don't know what he was doing there, knowing that he was at a significant item disadvantage. No Trinity Force, trying to duel Wild Terry. That's not going to work out well for you.
Yeah, you talked about that Trinity Force power spike, and it was the Terry who got there first, and makes full use out of that. Ends up with a Tiamat, taking that top tower as well. So this is the kind of like lead coming into this middle game. This will be difficult for Jax to be able to secure that as well. He does have a wave pushing into him now, but he's going to be there for a while. Means you can create creative map plays around the map. See if you can secure it. And again, Margarine 5-1-3, looking for blood in these games, looking for that Lich Bane.
Yeah, Margarine popping off again. Another Echo game. If this does end up going to a game 3, I would really like to see team ban that Echo. I'm sure Margarine has other champs that he can play, but I mean, if someone's popping off when you 2 games throw the same champ, you just really got to ban it, even if it just throws off that groove just a little bit.
Exactly, if you're getting used to sort of playing in that pattern. Second time we've seen this Ryze Echo matchup, and it's playing out kind of the same way again, but now you see that Rodave just stacking up again. You see that tier slowly being cashed in. That's going to be finished into a Seraph Embrace. 500, only got 250 to go on that. A little bit slow on that, but it will come out. And the Kathia tree definitely has that late game available to them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for it to keep growing, but caught on their own
the Shadai looks to be a little bit caught there as well. Sharing Uranus tries to just defend for his team. He is going to be available for that. Margarine TPing into the fray as well, but no fights available. Sharing Uranus maybe looking for a little bit of extra something. They are now posturing around this bottom tower as well. Zoe here for 12th level Intellects looking for something around the map. They have their Jax. He has TV available. Might need to use it, but this is a massive stack down into the bottom side. A Wild Terry needs to make a decision. Is he going to be able to participate in this fight? Will he have to go top side to secure the farm against the Jax?
Yeah, now that Teemo does have the Trinity Force and teleport advantage, I think he's going to begin to start asserting himself on the map. They can't leave him alone too long, and unless their whole team rushes up top, kills him, and then takes the Baron, I don't know what they're doing with their staggered recalls. Your current staggered recall timings.
Yeah, they're not backing Vision though, so definitely has a window here. Wonder if Teemo will overextend here. Now they're trying to clear out the Vision yet again. Teemo just backs off there. Wave going to get picked up for Ichirat. Playing on this Lucian, you are looking for that to be a bit more of an early game carry, but going for this crit build can be nice and better transition into that middle game.
Yeah, I do like the little kind of like semi-hybrid. I don't know if the Black Cleaver part of that build's still good, but they do have a lot of those user type champions with the sole exception being the Echo. I think that'd have been an interesting way to build it. You know, the Bork, the Blade Black Cleaver build, but I think the current build is going is also fine. That's an Reaver feeling really nice on all champions able to use it right now.
Terry actually misses the hook shot.
Oof.
Now the Kachia tree is just running away. Doesn't really want the engage, but he does so much damage already. The Hextech Automaton is down the Kachia tree. But that's the slice and dice with the leg lady. A Wild Terry gonna secure his 4th kill of the game there. And the TP a little bit late here for Teemo. A new challenger has arisen in the bottom lane. Teemo now definitely does have that win available to him on the map, but drawing that pressure down means that they have control of the top side of the map, and they're going to use it aggressively.
Why?
But tower dives under there, and Terry going to be able to fall. I was looking up into the top, but it was still happening all the way in the bottom. A Carl going to try and shut down Shut Eye. Is going to be secured there by Zohir, who cataclysms into the fight, crashes back out. Now they're tower diving. This is the secured up. It's an absolute mosh pit here. But the recipients of that is the 12th level Intellects, who do still have this push, but it's Jax on the side, pushing down the towers, securing a 2v1 in that bottom lane. Really nice play there for 12th level Intellects, but it's all about this Jax right now and the split push and pressure that he can create around the map.
Yeah, Wild Terry being mostly bailed out by his team. I mean, he did do good to get the kill on the Rise, but there was no reason for him to die with flash up against the Jax. Just stayed entirely too long, greeted way too hard for the wave, and thought he could somehow outplay the dive, and still ended up losing the turret. And I mean, it's good they didn't waste the flash, but I still don't think it was worth it in the end to give over gold to the Jax. And now they're pretty close, a lot closer in gold than they were before.
Oh, this is a full collapse. No TP there for the Kathia tree as well. Means that they're just going to engage onto Shut Eye right now. Teemo has to run 3v1 onto there, but it's the re-engage here for Urinals, trying to look for a little bit of a play. Itchy Rack hiding back onto Teemo. He's going to fall to Zohir, who's tanking up the front line now. The Tashir tree manages to flash over the wall, and that's going to be a secured objective here for 12th level Intellects.
Yeah, that was... once again, they were caught out on the Dragon spawn timers. I don't think TLI will be able to rush Baron in time. Really good by sharing Urinals to already lay down some vision beforehand, before the resets come in the recalls. I wonder if they are going to set up another dive on the Kathia tree to stop him from growing.
Oh, they are definitely looking for this right now. Margarine tanking up the tower as well. The Galio's going to be coming in. The knockups are just absolutely stupendous. And that will be Margarine picking up his 8th kill of the game. This guy's massive. He was big in game 1. He's getting supported by his team, and that'll be a tower. And the Rise getting further and further behind 0, 6, and 2. The ever-slowing scaling Rise, but he just isn't at that second item spike right now. He is falling far behind on the curve.
I mean, the Kathia tree is growing to, the 07, power spike. But, I mean, Margarine is just dominating all around the map with the pressure he's exerting in these fights and skirmishes, and team just doesn't have vision set up. They don't have defensive vision. They don't have forward vision to really see where TLI are coming from. But they just keep, forcing objectives and trying to posture around places they really shouldn't be with the closing speed that TLI possesses. Yeah,
this is Quad lead 6k now, 17 kills over to them. They've really accelerated this game. We have a really tanky Jarm as well, but Wild Terry might be caught out sharing Urinals. Definitely going to be looking for the knockup. Just gonna start with the ult as well. The quickness, just getting him into the fray. Wild Terry going to be secured, and that's a kill. The first going over to that scaling Rod of Ages. The Kathia tree ever growing, ever just absorbing the pressure on the map. Now they have a look around the Baron as well.
I mean, we did say it. I mean, the slowly ascending, almost reaching the, he's past the power spike. Oh, they're rushing the Baron with no vision for TLI.
Yeah, there's no hero entrance here for the Galio as well, so they can't really look for that combo. They kind of need to turn for the fight, though. as they don't really have that tank. Team are going to be up there. Sharing Urinal is going to be... They're going to have to be quite split here as well. Sharing Urinal is going to fall already to Ichirat. Now they're looking to re-engage. Teemo's on one side, but it's Margarine on the back. He's got access. He's got access. The route is there onto Bite the Dragon, but Zohir's flash forward onto the Cataclysm. Here's the... and Spyfall as well. Coming out, the Hero's Entrance coming through to there. Teemo having to run. They just got split around the map. They started the Baron, and that'll be secured over to TLL as they win the fight and they get the objective as well.
Yeah, Team just did not have the sustained burst, the same damage to burst down the Baron fast enough, and they had to peel off. They were not tanky enough. Maybe if they had early Mountain Drake, that play might have worked out for them. But I do appreciate them trying to make one of those swift plays, knowing that a few key ultimates were down on the side of TLI.
Yeah, exactly. Now with Baron buff in tow, a 10k gold lead. It's just absolutely ballooned here for Twelch level Intellects. We might be looking at this game number 3 right now. The Rise is slowly scaling up, but just has been put so far behind on that gold curve. The farm actually is generally low for every single player right now, as there is a lot of heavy trading. Bert the Dragon, only the one cresting over 200 at the 26-minute mark, but it's been all about these skirmishes, and 12th level Intellects seem to be winning them, the majority of them.
Jax did just complete the Spear of Shojin, I believe, so it'll be interesting to see if he can exert a lot of pressure on his own in spite of the Baron buff, and maybe draw some attention so that the rest of his team can maybe collapse on the remaining members and maybe try to suss out a favorable fight and claw their way back into this game.
Margarine is massive with 600 ability power right now. This man can absolutely shred people if he can get access to the backline like he did in the last fight. They are all grouping up. Even the Camille's coming over into this bot lane tower dive, potentially.
Yeah, I think Camille is maybe, with the Shojin being complete, I think she might be at the point where she's outclassed in the solo lane. I could be wrong, and it might be a closer affair, but I think it's all downhill from here for the 1v1 matchup. But the threat of the wall dive into Hextech Ultimatum is just too much for a team. They have to respect it.
Yeah, Zohir is in. They're looking for a Hero's Entrance as well. Going to be able to create space. And Margarine's hanging up the tower, but Ichiwak going to be able to pick up the first kill onto Sharing Urinals. Now they re-engage. He's going to end up falling. But the Dragon looking very nice, but it's the taunt up under the tower in the mid lane. The Cathedral of Wild Terry actually going to be able to secure his life there, as he does get a little bit of a heal up from his runes as well. Shot-Eye may be looking for a little bit of something as well, but he gets knocked up there, and the taunt available to him. Now Phenology has to run away. The flash rod for Teemo is going to be able to secure one kill. Can look for a second. No, he can't. Margarine going to be able to secure that on the back end. But that was a little bit of a botched tower dive, as they do need to reset around the map. They have a couple of Baron Bars left, and they'll be able to choose their moment wisely next time.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for... a little bit unfortunate for TLI. They're losing a lot of their Baron buffs. I don't believe anyone survived that fight. Maybe. I thought maybe Margarine did, but I think he did fall as well. Oh, Zohir has his as well, but they weren't able to crack the inhibitor line. They dove a little too deep, and Team utilizes their summoner spells and positioning effectively to trade back a lot of kills on that one and even get the second Ocean Drake.
Yeah, certainly create a lot of zoning space there with Zohir and that Hero's Entrance, but they didn't actually encapsulate anyone into that. So they were just able to back away from the tower and just collect all that aggro and punish the enemy. But the question now is the Rise coming online? Is the Jax coming online? Does that deficit of that 9k gold lead mean enough for the opposition? Margarine is still massive, looking maybe for a 2v1, but I think he finds himself in the wrong spot. Gonna have to chrono break back out of that.
That's a pretty good seal. That's a pretty good ult. Instantaneous ult by Margarine to mitigate, taking too much damage in a prolonged engagement. But I agree with you. I mean, 9k is a significant lead, and it is. I mean, last game they were in not as commanding of a lead, but it was also, I believe, their game to maybe not throw, but they were the ones in control. And as long as they mitigated the pressure from the Rise in the side lanes, I think they could have won the last game. And now this game is wholly in their favor, and it's if they lose, it really will be somewhat of a massive throw for them.
Yeah, they also have that tank with the Jarvan as well. Like, he's sitting very strong right now with that Cinderhulk. Got that Stone Plate as well available to him when he does engage, really get up those defensive resistances and be able to just proc that to get that increased health as well, be able to survive so long in an extended trade. I'm not sure if he was actually one tanking the tower when they did look for it. I know he didn't land his flag and drag when he looked for the fight. Maybe that was their mistake. But he's caught out a little bit here, but you can just see it doesn't really matter. He's not the one they want to be focusing on inputting those CDs into. There's a little bit of a trade there in the bottom lane as well. They're just looking for and seeing who it is. But a Wild Terry level 17 still probably should be winning that 1v1.
I don't know. It's tough. I don't know how this... It feels like the tide should be turning any moment in the match.
I think when Jack 616, yeah, that'll be the thing. But Zohere's caught, but it just doesn't overly matter, as you said. He is a tanky man, and that's not really the target they want to be investing into.
Yeah, Zohair is just doing a really good job being a big wall for his team right now, with too many defensive items to really burst down effectively. And I really like to see them set up. They have a lot of deep vision set up for this Baron. I like the recalls. I just hope they don't stagger them too much. So I really want them to be able to, grab this Baron, close out the game, and then take us to a game 3 and see what happens.
Yeah, well, the Baron's now respawned, and this is going to give a little bit of a window here for Team, just to be able to secure their own side of the map there. Try and get a few cheeky wards available into the river as well, just see what's happening around the Baron. And it's whether or not they could hold that vision, whether or not that can be denied successfully, and the Baron can be resecured, as that's really what they need to be able to open up the map here on a Twelch level Intellects. So you can see, like, Terry in the side lane isn't really able to make a lot of progress into this Jax now, and the Kathia tree definitely standing tall right now.
Yeah, the Kathia tree has, despite falling behind in kills and assists, has stayed relevant like he did last in the prior game with via CS, and Bert the Dragon as well, the only with the highest CS in the game.
Oh, that was a massive proc there for Terry, but Teemo's now looking to get back in it. The stun is going to land, the Hextech ultimatum as well, who will be secured, but it's a fight around the Baron as well. Teemo's going to be able to secure the 1v1, but back in the Kathia tree now in a 4v1. He's Zonya's the way, but he is going to fall. The knockup is true, and he will go down to a double kill over to Itchy Rat. Now they're re-engaging.
Oh no!
Rhino's actually going to fall, but the Dragon is there.
Turn.
He's unloading the DPS. No one's touching him. He's able to get all the shutdowns in the world. It's Zohair that is now running for his life. He needs to save himself, otherwise he will fall. And there will be the Baron buff over. He needs to stay alive for the steal. He's not going to be able to get the regen. And the shutdown over to Teemo, who won that pivotal 1v1 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, like we said, I wasn't sure why Wild Terry thought he could win that 1v1, and they were head and shoulders ahead in the 4v4, but after taking down 2 members, they overextended. The Hematology flash taunts no one. Bert the Dragon kites it out, and next thing you know, they just got a Baron.
Yeah, this is dangerous now. Very dangerous coming in here for Twelch level Intellects. That kind of like lead that we were talking about. They had a 10k gold lead at one point. That's been closed down to 4k. And that third Dragon maybe going to go over to Shot Eyes. He is looking for it. He might be caught out if he does overextend. They don't have a lot of touches around. TP available for the Kathia tree.
Yeah, Rookter, I'm afraid you might be right. You said that if this Jax got ahead at any point of the game, that this game was over. And now, I don't think the game is just, already done GG for team, but, the fact that they were able to come back and win the fight, down 9k, and come back and turn, win a 2v4, that turned into a 3v4 towards the end. I mean, I don't see how TLI can definitively win this game if they couldn't close with a 9k gold lead. I don't know if they can win fights when they're approaching gold parity.
Yeah, Burt is massive now as well. The engage is trying to come out, but it's the Jax, the Teemo going in strong, looking for Ichirat. Has he been caught out? He is just going to be soloed out. He's not going to be able to get onto Ichirat. He is surviving up for a long time now as Phonology tries to recall back to his team, but the re-engage is strong here for Twelch, Levin, Intellects. They're looking for it. Margarine Zonya's is, but he's solo in the response to that. He's managed to get out of the front line. Can Burt the Dragon kite it out? Can he look for the plays? The knock-up is going to be there, though, and that is going to be secured for Twelch, Levin, Intellects. The 4 kills, the Quadra going over to Ichirat, and the GG is called there, as maybe Teemo went a little bit too strong on it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if Teemo wants to, I don't want to say throw away the game, but he just went super ham without his team, and they let TLI play just a perfect front to back team fight, and they just easily cleaned house in that one, and they're gonna take it to game 3.
It wasn't just Teemo though. Zohir and Phonology definitely did a fantastic job of zoning the rest of the team away from the fight, so they could isolate this Fedjax and secure the victory for them. That means we're going to game number 3 here in the quarterfinals of the Dominate Premade League here at Risen Esports. My name is Riptor, casting with me in Jaminor, and we'll be right back for game number 3, the decider between Team and Twelch level Intellects. Thank you for streamer, by the way. I know you're not a usual streamer.
Whoop, whoop.
First pick Olaf. Interesting. Wait, why would he first pick Olaf? That's so random.
It is pretty. Wait, is it even like played?
I don't know. I mean, this is Shut-Eye's pick. Like literally, like
I
why
mean,
would you?
it's still better than him playing Elise, but I agree with you. I don't know why it's being first picked or like heavily prioritized.
And it's Bert the Dragon who doesn't play Kaiser.
Okay.
So like,
they should have grabbed the Zaya then.
Yeah.
Because Bert's been killing it on the Zaya.
Oh, we're live. Okay. Well, welcome back to game.
I thought you were gonna be like, you guys have been live for.
At the Dominate Premade quarterfinals here. This is game number 3 versus Team coming in as a number 1 seed out of our playoffs, and a Twelch level Intellect coming in actually as number 8 seed right now, not even winning their group to Mo's Gabar, but they are putting in a valiant effort right now, having early gold leads in both games, but being able to capitalize that in game number 2. My name is Riptor, and I'm color casted here tonight with Jaminal.
Yeah, we've been back apparently. So, but yeah, back to these the draft. We have the first pick, Olaf. First game, we're not going to see Shut-Eye on Elise, and they go back to the Jack. So they're really prioritizing having that split push pressure and potential just game-winning, just off the sideline or just blowing the door off the solo lane and getting really fed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the drafts are coming out big and true. Caitlyn going to be the response into the Zaya. I kind of like that matchup, but potentially Zaya is actually quite nice into that because they are able to pick up the farm and not potentially get bullied out by the Caitlyn, who can really have purchase in that lane. Rakan are going to get secured as well, so nice little bit of a duo synergy for Twelch level Intellects in the bot lane, which was played against them.
Yeah, I was glad to see the Morgana ban for TLI with that. Since Team did not elect to pick the Morgana with the Caitlyn for the bully lane, but the Kayle did escape picks and bans this time, and we're gonna see who scales harder, Kayle or Jax. I feel like it's Kayle, but I still feel like maybe Jax wins the 1v1. I'm really not sure, but all I know is Kayle's insane when it comes to late game.
I think you have to pick your window for that immunity ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do like that Rise ban, though, as you do know that is a potential ticking time bomb here for the Kathea. He does like a Zed. Kali, they ban out as well, so maybe we will see an assassin in that mid lane as well.
We are going to need to see some AP, though, like you said, because their whole team is just all... I mean, Jax does do a bit of hybridized damage with his ultimate and W passive.
It's not enough to really warrant.
It's not. Yeah, it's really not. Yeah, and if they go with this Galio, I thought that's not enough magic damage to respect either. I mean, Galio's gonna be building those, tanky hybrid items, and I'm not sure. I like this draft by TT team. If they fall behind, I think for them to fall their way back in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we did mention that maybe Team lacks a little bit of hard engage, but they definitely don't have that this time. Alistair, Galio with that hero's entrance as well as an Olaf running it down. They have 4 melee champs. They really want to hit that go button. And Hecarim and Fiora are actually going to be the response for this. So much late game scaling available to Twelch level Intellects and Hecarim to bridge that gap. Really a fairly farm heavy jungler as well, so all of these 4 champions really warrant resources, particularly in that mid game, so it's going to be interesting to see late assignments available to them.
Yeah, they're going to have to make sure they adequately spread farm around to everyone or just start dominating their lane so that they are able to get lane priority and have access to the waves first. But yeah, the Kayle getting a almost or relatively free lane into the Galio isn't what you want to see for a team. But I do think they can pull this game out, but they are going to have to really capitalize on their early games, on their minor early game advantage. I think that they do possess over TLI.
Yeah, if the Cathedra is able to shut down pressure on the Kale and force a lead where they can't free farm all 3 lanes in the mid part of the game, they are going to struggle for resources, and one of them, particularly the Hecarim, might have to just sort of sit on that Trinity Force and not really be able to extend further than that. Maybe that's all he needs to be able to engage for their team. Obviously have that quickness on the Rakan as well, so options on both sides. This will be a very frenetic team fight available to both teams. I expect this to be a little bit more bloodier potentially than game number 2, where there were a few lulls in the play.
Yeah, I think this game's going to bust wide open from the beginning because, like we said, the Olaf and Caitlyn are going to be the main. Olaf, Caitlyn, and Alistar are going to be the main power points of the early game. So I'm going to be looking to see if Shut Eyes does play around this bot lane, or maybe even goes for an early invade, or if depending on the starts and if they get vision on where the Hecarim is starting, because I think does duel the Hecarim early on with the axes, and Hecarim really doesn't, like you said, is very farm reliant on reaching his power spikes, item power spikes, Trinity Force, and until he gets the ultimate, which does allow him a lot of that presence in team fights.
Yeah, exactly. You need a couple of item power spike on that Kale with the Gunblade, and potentially a little bit more attack speed and AP on top of that, and the Fiora also looking for that Triforce. So many items need to be built up. I am slightly concerned that they are running a 4 kind of carry comp here, and they need someone to just be able to sort of almost in for their team. Will probably be that Hecarim, so definitely going to need to build a little bit defensively as well, just to give Theology the right window to be able to find his quickness set on that. And Bert the Dragon on this Caitlyn going to have a lot of defensive tools to be able just to sit behind these tanks available to him with that Galio and Alistair combo, and Olaf and Jack's looking for flanks. So this is a really nice setup for Bert. Definitely has a lot of tools to be able to carry his team, but he needs the resources and the potentially early game lead to be able to do that.
Yeah, I will say I do really like the Kale pick with the Hecarim and Rakan, because, like you did point out, one of the main issues the Hecarim will have to be building defensive stats, but if he's just gonna run it down with a Kale ult on him, he doesn't really care about the defensive stats too much. For that limited window, you can wreak some havoc and come out relatively unscathed and just absorb a lot more damage than he'd be able to. But I think the main problem, like you did say, will be the gold, and can the Hecarim get the Trinity Force in enough time to where his team hasn't fallen too far behind?
Exactly. So we will see if the scaling here of Twelch level Intellects will be enough to crush the potential Seed 1 variants of team here for the blue side. We'll be right back here. This is Dominate Premade Quarterfinals here at Risen Esports. Take care, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. a Color Caster. I'm Play-by-Play Rooktor, and we are right into the rift here. Game number 3 between Team on the blue side, and the red time is 12th level Intellects.
Oh man, I think we're gonna see another invade by Team. The way they're slowly maneuvering along the wall.
Seconds until minions spawn.
They're posturing for that 4-minute 30 setup on the dragon right now. They're looking for that Infernal.
I mean, Infernal's super important. I've heard that you just should keep if it's the first Drake, your team should just lane, mid bot, split the time, and then just go straight for the Infernal. Don't worry about top lane, it's fine.
But Olaf definitely a beast level 1, so a little bit of respect paid there, just backing up from that engage. As we said, we do want to have a little bit of scaling here on the side of Twelch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there are a few things worse than just having to blow your flash just because someone just threw a piece of meat at you and you're just like, oh, shoot. I guess there goes my summoner. I'm going to get camped early game. You're going to be in for a bad time.
Yeah, exactly. And Jack's playing very defensive right now. Teemo had a very nice Poppy game level 1. Got ahead on that Jax. Definitely maybe overextended for that last little bit of a team fight there. Maybe look for something that he couldn't quite find. We talked about maybe the flash timing and windows onto Itchy-Rat, who managed to survive the dive that Teemo put out. But it is all about this game number 3. Last game of the day between these two teams. Definitely looking for their comeuppance, looking to get into the semi-finals here at Risen Esports.
Yeah, we'll see how this matchup goes. The Fiora Jax, a lot more. I want to just say in favor of the Fiora, but I think the Fiora has a lot more staying power than the Camille in the later stages of this matchup. So I think that's the most volatile lane that we'll be looking to watch. Mid should just be relative, mostly farm lane for both parties involved, with maybe Cathiatry roaming to help out the side lanes.
Yeah, exactly. We do need a couple of good presence ganks from that potentially global of the hero's entrance. It does have a little bit of a range, but definitely looking to punish that Kale, picking that pick who does want to scale up into the early Gunblade. Gone for the Kleptomancy as well, so potentially a nice lane into the Galio on that melee, being able to proc that fairly often.
Yeah, that is definitely. Oh, I think they are going to go maybe for make an early play on the mid lane, or is Shut-Eye gonna try to go top lane for an early dive, because Teemo does have, they are pushing, all the lanes are pushing, and a little bit surprised to see Bert the Dragon and Sharing Urinals not pushing their wave as much. Maybe it's because they got to lane late, because they did leash.
Yeah, they're looking actually here for the Wild Terry. You're gonna have to flash away under the tower. Burns that summoner. Teemo baiting that nicely as well. Down in farm, but actually going to get zoned off from this experience now, which is quite nice. Wild Terry maybe going to be able to teleport back to lane, but has to be careful with his flash down.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll be able to stay to get another engage in the bot lane.
Yeah, actually the Ignite is popped onto Urinals. He's going to have to back out from there, but I don't think that'll be a kill.
No, but they did get the Summoner spell out of Thanatology, and I think Urinals is just going to have to play it safe till he does heal up with that passive.
He's got some biscuits as well, so as long as he doesn't play too aggressively. But under tower right now, tanking up some shots. The Cathiatry definitely having a solid early game right now. Margarine has to play careful.
A lot less solid after that second turret shot, but still
the Flash Cleaver maybe. Shut-Eye maybe looking for something here. That's why Margarine definitely backs rightfully away from that tower. Gonna get denied the cannon. This is a good early start here.
Yeah, even though Shut-Eye may not be getting numbers on the scoreboard with the early movements he's made, he did blow the flash at the top laner, and now helping to get a turret plate. I think they did finish the turret. I'm not sure if they got the turret plate gold, but even then, just applying pressure, and he just needs to keep that up, and I think it eventually will translate into a killed and some more significant gold advantage.
Yeah, ideally I'd like to see Teemo actually freeze this under her tower, kind of like backing away. It is a very large wave right now, but actually having a nice distance there gonna mean that those range minions are not gonna hit the tower. So he can actually force a freeze hit, and they can punish the flashless Fiora into that top lane. Gonna have to just check the pathing of Shut-Eye, who is going to base and look to potentially go to that top side of the map.
Yeah, it's well, maybe not at odds, but I would like to see Shut-Eye return to the top lane, but also I would like to see Shut-Eye abuse the fact that he is playing the stronger early game jungler, and maybe just if they can get some after they get mid prio with Cathiatry, just go for that early Infernal, and maybe show up bot lane, push them off if they get another good trade or two, and then try to get the early Infernal to make sure you do have that scaling advantage.
Wait, a Wild Terry is having a field day in this top lane right now, already doubling the CS of Teemo, having burned that flash, but having a really nice play cycle here. Again, re-engages, but here's the hero's entrance to level 6 because I'm not able to find anything. That's a bit of a missed opportunity with that cooldown being expended with a very high CD level 1. But again, in the bottom lane as well, they're looking for the re-engage here. The root Itchy Rat just manages to survive. That makes it worth it now, definitely. As that is a large wave stacked up against him and might be dangerous to stay on the map.
Yeah, Bert blowing the flash to try to get a flash trap on Itchy Rat, but and Zohair tussling with Cathiatry, but nothing will come of it, I think.
That's close quarters there, mate. Jamming they're just chilling out on the river. He's trying to get back to lane though, but Madrid's definitely trying to shut the door. Says, no, you've got to go the long way. Trying to close that CS gap again, but back at the Shut-Eye now actually forcing down the Divine Judgment, just backs away from the middle, but again, pressure for Shut-Eye in this deathless early game.
Yeah, there's there's a surprising amount of action happening for the non-existent kill count that we have on the scoreboard, but Zohair, I thought he was able to farm up pretty well in the jungle. Hasn't made his presence known too much in this game, but is almost at the level 6 mark where he will be looking to run down members of Team.
Yeah, a little bit of a gold lead just creeping in here for Twelch level Intellects as well, which is quite nice for their comp. Obviously, they want to do that. Predominantly, that's in that top lane. Solid CS now. Advantage up to a Wild Terry, just denying him from the wave as well. Level 6 reached by both of these top laners could be fairly aggressive, but it's in the bot lane as well. Onslaught of Shadows gonna not quite catch his target right there. All fairly healthy as they do trade ultimates to the jungler.
Yeah, it's I go back and forth on the ghost and the flash, because had Zohair had the flash, that'd have been an easy kill. Flash Onslaught of Shadows, but the ghost is pretty nice because it goes perfectly with the Hecarim passive and it lets you use it more liberally and aggressively. And so I'm a little bit surprised to see Zohair not pop the ghost to make sure that he was in range to secure that kill against sharing urinals.
I think Teemo's having a hard time in this top lane. He's struggling for the CS as well. Under tower, Wild Terry's just having a field day. He is staying definitely under this tower now, as he actually maybe only aggresses. He props the grand challenge, but just backs away from that. Literally just like a defensive ult, just being like, I don't want to fight you right now, please leave me alone.
Yeah, Wild Terry was super greedy to try to get a turret plate. Just walks. I've never seen that where you walk right past the Jax, auto the turret like 2 or 3 times, try to auto 2 or 3 times, and then Jax gets counter-strike back up, and then you have to just lunge away to make sure you don't just get locked under the turret. But Wild Terry's still definitely solidly ahead in this top lane matchup, which is a bit of a surprise to me. I thought it'd be a little more even.
Yeah, getting that Tiamat as well mean that he's going to have control of the push at his leisure. And Teemo, that's actually nice because he is getting plates himself. He denies a Cat minion as well. But nice early play here, coming out of Shut-Eye, securing that early Infernal that we said. Maybe that's good things to come. Next is going to be Ocean setting up for that at around 15 minutes.
Yeah, the Xayah Rakan bot lane did recall, and they did have favorable recall, so they were able to complete their recalls earlier. Burton sharing urinals, so now they do have the lane pressure. It was trivial for Shut-Eye to walk down there and secure the dragon alone.
Noroji wants it. The quickness has been propped, but the ADC isn't there. The Hero's Entrance is going to come out and respond. And this is the second one into the bottom lane. This is the lane that they want to get this Caitlyn ahead. But it's the farm going to Itchy Rat right now as they're absorbing this pressure.
Yeah, the Cathiatry wasn't the first Galio ult I was fine with because it did blow a flash even though it didn't result in any kills. But that second one was didn't even get any summoner spells, so I'm not really sure about that one.
Yeah, he's spending a lot of time in the bottom lane trying to find something. As I said, like, it's deathless still in this game. We said this was actually going to be the bloodiest of all three of them, but it turns out to be quite passive. And the recipients of that is probably going to go over to Twelch right now, as they just want to scale up. They want to get items on that carries. They want to extend that lane phase so they can get access to all three minion waves at the same time.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of like, it's like the opposite of the game ones, when like the best of, I know it's a best of 3, but like in the best of 5s where games 1 and 5 are like really testy, because it's like the first game they're like, oh, we want to play like not necessarily nervous, but like a bit conservative. And then when it's like the last game of the series, you're like, oh, everything's on the line, and you know, maybe not necessarily jitters, but you know, just playing a lot more safe than they have been in the other ones. Oh, but might get our first one
in the
here.
top lane, Shut-Eye might be looking for the first blood attempt onto Wild Terry, but it's Teemo who has to run away. He's just hugging that wall. The heal comes down for Wild Terry, flashes into it, but that was the teleport Divine Judgment.
Oh,
Spectacular
man.
Terry in, but now it's the Cathia tree coming up into there as well, trading back. This is potentially going to be a 2-for-1 right now. Margarine going to be able to secure that. A lot of summoners burnt in the process. A 2-for-1 overall.
I mean, that was a perfect curse of the commentator right there. You know, you're complaining about lack of, you know, kills, assists, and deaths on the scoreboard, and now he's got 3.
A Shut-Eye made it happen for us. He was there for it, but the turnaround, that TP, just to keep them extended and saved up in that top lane as well. Very nicely played. You can see also in that 1v1 that Wild Terry definitely seems to be having a Teemo's number right now. So we'll have to see if that progresses into the later stages of the game. Are you happy with the kill distribution?
I mean, no, you can't be. They both are on the Galio, and I mean, not that Galio can have an impact. I will say it's nice he is the only AP member, but like we said, I think the damage he'll be doing in team fights will be not negligible, but it just won't amount to the same amount coming from all the AD sources on the team, and making armor just a much more valuable purchase. But you really want to see that Jax, or even the Olaf, get those kills, just because if he's going to be the catalyst for the early game. But yeah, Jax really wants those kills, but unfortunately he did fall after the first one, so he wasn't really able to participate.
While Terry's going to actually hit another Vital now. He's looking for his third Vital if he can find it. A teleport going to be in response there. That's going to be the Cathia tree back up into the top lane. He proto belts forward. While Terry managing to cut around. He has to walk out of that though. A little bit careful on the back end of that. The Shut-Eye also knows where he needs to be at. He's contesting for this Rift held, and they have the presence there in the top lane.
Yeah, unfortunately for Zohair, he hasn't been able to have on-point counter ganks as he did on the Pantheon game. But he is here to maybe stop them from going down, but I think they're just going to dive him.
He's got Onslaught of Shadows, but the Cathia tree tanking up. He's now going to back away. They're not going to be able to trade on to the kills, but a lot of plates falling in the stop. Oh wait, Olaf wants it in the mid. He's chasing him down. Pops that Ragnarok as well. Going to be traded out on the Divine Judgment. But I'd honestly probably take a Ragnarok trade into the Divine Judgment any day.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if Olaf could just pop that ult just to make Margarine burn one of their most crucial cooldowns, that's a trade you take every time. And Zohair also had to burn the Ghost to escape that top lane dive under the turret.
Exactly. All teleports burnt on the map now as Jax takes his place up in that top lane. Popping that Executioner's Calling as well. That's going to delay his Triforce available to him. But definitely probably needed as a Wild Terrier, healing a lot in these fights.
I mean, it's not even just Wild Terry, but we're about to have a fight coming up, so...
Sharing Urals definitely probably didn't want this engage. He pocks the Unbreakable Will, has to kite backwards now as well. Hero's entrance as well, looking for something, but doesn't land a knock-up. It's a defensive Hero's entrance. They're looking for this Ocean Drake, but the Dragon's going to be able to secure that for his team, and Zohair is running away from the fight. This is going to be traded back on to team.
Yeah, another reason I kind of like this early Executioner's buy isn't just for the 1v1 to stop, you know, the Fiora passive healing and the grass, but it's also Hecarim has a decent bit of healing, the KO has a decent bit of healing, And so it's really effective. And I mean, obviously, the Rakan and Xayah have very marginal amounts of healing, but I like the early buy just as we can see the way it's swinging these trades.
You got the tower.
Ooh.
It's happening. The grand challenge was there, and Teemo secures the kill at the end of the day.
I mean,
but you can see that matchup turning.
Yeah. The Tabbies and Executioners did a lot of the work for him, and Jax's ulted base stats did the rest.
Yeah, particularly trading back on that Tiamat, you know, that's not really a dueling item, that's more for lane control, and losing that lane control, losing that first tower top as they have created pressure up into that part. And the early game Fiora that was up like 30 CS is just no more. It's not a reality. This Jax is coming into the game with that phase finished.
Yeah, you almost wonder if maybe Wild Terry is, I won't say necessarily, not regretting his summoner choice, but maybe if he had the Conqueror or the Tabbies, he'd have felt like he would have came out on top easily in that exchange.
Yeah, this is now the moment where you start to get a little bit worried for that sort of 12th Intellects kind of comp. They have these 4 carries that still want that CS. We are going for that Triforce available onto Zohir, but he hasn't really made anything around the map. 0-0-0 on him as well. And as these turrets fall, they are going to get closed down. This mid tower is so slow. Even though the Cathartry has roamed a lot to the top lane, to the bottom lane, trying to make plays around the map. A lot of them haven't been capitalized on. But the trade back here onto Margarine in the mid lane hasn't really been felt too much around the map.
And yeah, speaking of like, you know, impact around the map, Zohir has been almost nowhere this game. I mean, he has less. Shut-Eye has almost 20 CS on him, and he's the one moving around the map making the plays. I think what I want to see out of TLI is for them to set up, farm safe, and set up to fight around for the next Infernal. Maybe their Hecarim will have the Trinity Force by that time, and maybe the Kayle will have an item completed as well. And I think that might be a good time for them to try to see if they could sneak in a favorable fight.
Yeah, we actually see Zohir picking up the second Ruby Crystal. He's already got that Phage, so does that mean we're going to see a Cinder Hulk or maybe a Black Cleaver coming out of the Hecarim?
I like both for their comp, but I really thought they were going to go for the Trinity Force. But I mean, we have a...
Oh, the Divine Judgment's been put. Teemo has to run now available. The Hero's Entrance again knocks up no one, but it dissuades Phenology from reaching any further. Zohir now in the front line has Onslaughts of the Shadows available to him. Going to decide to not use that Aeson Hall. Going to be a little bit of poke damage. Almost gets down Margarine as well. Ooh. As the mid tower is so low in the response. That is going to be charged down. Maybe the re-engage will come out. Shut-Eye on the front line has that red buff available to him. So here just firing up as well. Available. Will he get caught out? No, he just backs away into the range of his own base. But the split push is on. A Wild Terry is there into the top. He's actually not going to be able to finish the tower. Needs to recall, needs to find a moment. He's getting chased down. A pink ward has been placed there. No, he's backing into the bush. He's got to now take the trade. He's 4v1. He might be 5v1. No, that's Zohir on the back of the line. He tries to escape the play. The Ragnarok's been popped.
No.
He will get smited down. I'm pretty sure that was a smite.
It was. Killing smite, to be exact. But yeah, I don't know if I like in theory for late game and mid game team fights, I like this comp by TLI, but with Zohir being the catalyst for all their starts in the games, with Zohir and Margarine being the catalyst, actually I should say, for all their games, putting them on these late game scaling picks and just telling them, hey, go carry late game, they're falling like a bit too far behind, and I like you said, I struggle to see them obtaining enough gold to make all their carries relevant in the upcoming team fight.
Well, initial for Zohir right now is that he's actually going for Cinder Hulk and Triforce, so he's sort of like splitting the difference of that. He wants the tankiness from Cinder Hulk, and he wants the damage from the Triforce. But he's got no gold income right now. It's very sort of slow around the map. Like, he's not really going to be able to contest for too many Scuttles, and he can't take the lane farm away from that Kayle, Fiora, or the Xayah as well. So it's going to take a long time until he reaches that point where he has those two items. He's got 400 in the bank right now. So probably needs about 3,000 to finish like all of his build kind of like where he wants. And that's just not in the stage of the game where he wants 20 minutes into the game. Second Infernal spawning on the map. Where will that get contested?
Yeah, it doesn't feel good either. And then he did go for the phage. I understand why he went for it for the tanking, but at least with the Sheen, you have a little bit of extra damage, but it just feels all around bad for Zohair. And then you got to blow the ultimate, just to, the Onslaught of Shadows, just to get away. I mean, now you definitely can't contest this Infernal.
Yeah, that's a problem, because that's your engage tool right there, is that Onslaught of Shadows. Now, Bert the Dragon tries to look for something as well. Phenology trying to look for the engage, but can't quite find it. A Wild Tarry now on a tear through the team. He's looking for his second kill. Can he find it? The re-engage there. The nice little trap to slow Phenology down the re-engage, but a massive knock-up chain there for sharing urinals. Now they look to take on the trade. Caitlyn firing on the back line. All there. Phenology has to run. It's the Pawn onto there, the flash forward as well. Sharing urinals going a little bit too deep, maybe for the greed of the kills. It's traded back there. Itchy Rat picks up one as well, and it's a collapse here. It was such a close fight, but at the end of the day, it's 12th level Intellects finding the raw kills.
It still feels bad that, you know, you allowed them to get the... They were team were allowed to get the Infernal, but that was a beautifully played team fight, and it was really back and forth with an amazing counter engage by sharing urinals. But Margarine's perfect ult, along with Thanatology just going instantly in to get the knockouts while invulnerable, and that extra bit of damage really swung the fight in TLI's favor.
As that was a very scrappy end. Could have gone either way, but it ultimately secured there. I thought that turnaround there for sharing urinals was going to be the root cause of all of it. Turned out to his detriment as they turned and they lost the fight there. Do pick up that second Infernal though, so that is a nice sort of trade there, but you don't want to give gold into the enemy hands right now. You want to starve them out of CS, you want to slow their build purchases down, and all this is doing is speeding them up. We're going to get a build path coming out for their IE almost finished onto Itchy Cat as well. That'll be a fantastic power spike for him when he reaches it.
Yeah, if we get the Infinity Edge and Zohair getting the Trinity Force.
Grand challenge available, but that was the knockup finally landing there for the Cathiatrine. He's gonna get the kill as well. That was nice of Wild Terry slightly overstepping the mark. They're gonna be right back onto this Baron now, pursuing the objective. Team. This needs to be answered though. Onslaught of Shadows is available, so he can get through the wall. Challenging Smite available as well. He's going to look for something. 5k left onto the Baron, but it's the aggression coming out of the Catharchi. Sharing Rhinos gets a double knock up as well. Margarine goes forward with that Divine. He's going to get one kill onto Zemo. Itchy Cat's untouched. Itchy Cat is untouched right now, but it's the damage coming out of Margarine as well. Shana has to bail from the fight. Phenology looking for that knock up is going to land it. Can any more damage land? The Featherstorm, the flies forward. Bert the Dragon under the tower picks up one. Can he pick up two? Ace in the hole, not going to land it as Phenology tanks it up. And they're back to the basics right now, as it is a complete whitewash on the map and they reset.
Yeah, they come out ahead in the 4v5. That was just really insane team fighting prowess. And we talked about how the combo that we're looking to land is the Onslaught of Shadows with the Kale ultimate on top of it. And that just did a lot of work in a team fight. And after that, Itchy Rat, like you said, untouched in the back line the majority of that skirmish, and just was unable to unload on everyone.
Yeah, particularly with these two 80 carries. But the Dragon, definitely not kind of where you want to be. That power spike of the Essence Reaver and Infinity Edge is so strong right now. Definitely highest farm in the game right now as well, so finding purchase on the map. But 24 minutes, these are diamond players, so you kind of want to be seeing these CS numbers kind of like a little bit higher from where the kill damage is, but the threat that Shot-Eye has been put around the map in this early game has really caused chaos and thwarted that. Even though it doesn't reflect in the kills, there was aggression in the early game, it just doesn't quite show in the results. And
yeah, also, I don't know if Margarine had the Rageblade and Nastra's Tooth both completed in that last fight, but if so, that's either way, he's going to be hitting like a truck now in these fights, and this Kale is not fully online. We'll wait till level 16 for the Kale to be truly terrifying, but I mean, we're almost approaching, you know, the rise that Cathiatry was rocking in the last two games.
The ultimate ascension there. Do you think we'll see a Gunblade third item as well, Jaminal?
Maybe. They do kind of want to, I guess, change their damage up a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised to see if they went for the more AP-oriented builds. since he did go with the Nashor's Tooth. But I think they can go. The good thing about that comp is they can flex it and go either way, whatever they think will be better for them in the situations. Gunblade would help kite the team, but it's really difficult to kite a Galio on top of it. Galio flying in when Hero's Entrance.
With the game state right now, Jaminaut, how much presence and priority would you put onto this Ocean Drake? Because I think the Jacks are just going to try and solo that out, Teemo. Not a lot of response, so I guess
they
that
can't really contest. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth contesting. It's unfortunate because you would like to have one so that if you get an Elder, you know. But there will be one more Drake for them to attempt before Elder does spawn. But I do like that they just decided to go, collect farm in the side lanes, clear out the jungle, and maybe I like for them to get a little more vision. They do have a nice deep pink for near Baron, but they have no vision of Baron right now. And if Jax wasn't already bot side collecting farm, they honestly would maybe even not soloing it, but maybe two-manning it. They'd have no idea.
Yeah, I just feel maybe Wild Terry's a little bit behind in where he wants to be with his build right now. Hasn't quite finished that Triforce. Gonna actually have a Triforce completion time of around 32 minutes almost, I feel like. With the state of the game, he is actually going to be able to collect a large wave that is getting pushed into him bottom side, as Jax can definitely try and contest that in the side wave. Trinity Force and Executioners, we saw how important that Executioners was in that 1v1 trade. See if he can make use of that again.
Speaking of Trinity Force, Zohair just completed his, so now I feel like this is the time where TLI are gonna want to look for and set up a fight. But I think more importantly is just for them to make sure they obtain vision of Baron in their jungle so they don't get caught out and can maybe last long enough to be able to contest the potential Baron or the Infernal Drake that will be coming in. It is almost 4 minutes away, but they don't want to lose hold of the map, and they do want to make sure they are able to get as much farm as they can on their very gold hungry 4-carry comp.
We're talking about item builds, but we actually have a Needle Sealed Rod picked up for Margarine, so I think it's probably going to end up going Death Cap. Maybe could have gone like a Zonya's or something a little bit more defensive, but just prioritizing that damage probably going to mean that he's want to be looking at Divine Judgmenting himself rather than maybe the Hecarim or a Wild Terry as well, as that Zonya sort of status effect would be very nice in the prolonged fights that come out. Or maybe to absorb the initial poke that comes out of the Cathar tree, sort of Grand Heroic in here. But the Baron has been started up, Jaminaut. They are looking for it. It has been pinked out. Will he get abandoned here? Teleport for Wild Terry available as they just retreat.
Yeah, they weren't able to bait out the Wild Terry's teleport. But so it's really good discipline by TLI, but now team are gonna look to reset while TLI clear out a bit of vision on the Baron Pit, and hopefully this can, and they even got the mid tower. I guess they really prioritize their bag timings over defending their outer turret.
Yeah, exactly. I think the later game this goes now, like Twelch are in a place where they can bring it back. They're only 2k gold down, and if the engage isn't crystal clear coming out for team, they can definitely look to find windows, and they're managing to get the farm onto the sideways as well. Wild Terry managing to duel onto the Drax right now, but doesn't have lane pressure, which is causing problems on the map.
Yeah, ironically, or even though TLI have the greater late game team, I feel I don't think, not in the side lane. I don't think Wild Terry can match up to Teemo anymore in the side lane. It's looking real bad, at least until maybe they catch up. They're both on 6 items, and then maybe it's just a skill matchup. But right now, it just seems like Executioners is just doing too much work in the 1v1.
Terry actually just burnt the ultimate there, the Grandmaster's Might. So it does actually now have a little bit of pushback, which just gives them cadence to be able to move a little bit more aggressively. Obviously, both have teleports, but not having that means that Jax can be a little bit more... has to be defensive in the fights as well, and Thormail now picked up for Shut Eye, so he's looking to be a tanky boy. But it's the engage coming out of Phenology as well. Can't quite make it stick, but the kite back Itchy Ratch now just bailing onto Cathar tree as Teemo enters the fray. Divine Judgment gonna be able to be used as well. gets a knock up. Now the re-engage is very, very strong. Itchy Rat now has to be the sole survivor right now, but it's Terry into the back. Bert the Dragon as well. Terry, it's all about what he can do. Gets knocked up and Bishop Bosch into the tower. That'll be collected by Bert the Dragon. But on the other end, it's a cleanup for the AD carries all the way around the map. And it's just Zohair who's the only lone survivor apart from them.
Yeah, see, I told you we were going to have to wait. Like you said, it was you called it 25, 26 minutes when Zohair did finish Trinity for us. But once he got it, he did work in that fight despite the being a bit uncoordinated by both sides with the Galio ultimate coming in, not knocking up as many people as you'd like, and the Divine Judgment coming down on Zohair after he had already exited the fight. But, you know, they still managed to turn it around, and I think they're going to greed for this Infernal as well.
Yeah, they can get it with Ichirat as well. It will be spotted out, but it's just too late. The damage is there. Oh, wait, what is going on? The Galio is in no man's land. He's going to be able to pick up Zohair, which gives them cadence on the Baron. But teleporting into trade for a 1v1 at this stage in the game, definitely risky.
It's risky, and there's no way that should have worked out, but I don't know why Zohair contested or helped with the kill, because now there's no jungler to contest Baron, and they're going to have to try to maybe do a 4v4, or else this Baron's going to get rushed down.
Sharing your Rhinos actually autoed the ward that meant that he was in vision. They knew that they were starting it. He put down a pink Phenology, now kiting backwards. This is the 4v4. Teemo's on the front line, but a massive engage there for Sharing your Rhinos yet again. Itchy Rat is the recipient of the ultimate from Margarine as well. Now they're looking to go back forward. Teemo very, very low. He's going to now fall. But the Dragon just gets absolutely demolished, and it's Itchy Rat proving that Zaya is the carry right now, the Zonias. But what is that going to do, mate? You're just going to fall. Unfortunate for that one. That's going to be burnt. Going to have to wait until he can change that into a Guardian Angel now. And a Wild Terry respawned. We've got the smite available, Zohair, and the Baron is going to go over to 12th level Intellects. They're looking for the upset, they're looking for the win, and 5 kills in the Ascendancy right now. Gold is even. They can look to see if they can make anything happen. Kathia has to run away.
Yeah, team. They knew what they were doing. After they got the Kathiatry died and traded for the jungler. They knew that TLI were going to have to force a fight at Baron. They were really slow on the turn, and despite Margarine really not coordinating well with Itchy Rat, he used Divine Judgment on Itchy Rat as he flashed out of the team fight, and they were still able to clean up. So I think it's looking a little grim for team at this point. Rookter?
Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that.
I just thought I was looking for it. I was like, oh, okay. I got you. Okay. But yeah, no worries.
We're back on that. The split push from Jax potentially paying dividends, but now he's going to get cornered out. The aggression, he's going to have to look for it. The Zonias is early as well. The onslaught shadow is not going to get to be used aggressively, but he gets back into range. He's going to get taken down, and the split push has been thwarted.
And yet, Thaumaturgy also ulted as well. So we'll see if that matters in the coming minutes, but I think they're just going to use their pressure with the Baron buff to exert their will over all the side lanes.
Oh, in the bot lane, Wild Terry looking for the 2v1 outplay right now. Not going to find it. Shut-Eye managed to be saved by the hero's entrance.
Yeah, the full armor build is doing work, but both teams can play that with Galio and Kale being the only real AP threats in the game at the moment.
But this is a nice stall right now. Like, Baron's sticking away. They lose their split pusher, having lost Teemo in return, and they can't really find anything. They're not pushing towards the base at all. How can they set this up properly to do it right the next time?
Yeah, I think they kind of not overchased, but after sending, they saw they had 4 members in the top lane to chase down Teemo. So why have your solo laner, Wild Terry, alone in the bot lane? And yeah, he almost pulled off the kill in the 2v1. But even if he does, it's not worth losing the Baron buff just to get 1 kill, and not really get too much more pressure on the map.
Yeah, this is getting dangerous now as 12th level Intellects finished that Zhonya's, got all crit items available onto Ichirat. Yet to die as well, has a nice shutdown gold available to him. They're looking for a pick now onto Theology, and he is just going to pop like a lemon.
And yeah, that's the unfortunate Thanatology being caught out, being the support, just wanted to go ward. Face checked in the whole team. Guys, I know where they are now.
Yeah, but that's Elder, and not even just an Elder, that is a full Dragon Elder getting secured. Not going to get contested. Don't want to lose another life there. They are pushing down mid though, available, and Ace in the hole really should buff that ultimate. It did nothing. Like, that was traded for a Kale heal.
I think they did buff it, but I agree with you. It's still not doing too much. Like, I remember another throwback. I remember when Caitlyn was a counter pick to LeBlanc, because your ultimate would just half health her, and so she wouldn't be unable to assassinate anyone, had to just get a free recall. So you would use it to help your team posture around Baron and get like these small windows of 4v5s. But I'm with you. Aside from that, this small windows of 4v5s
really isn't doing too much. I believe
they
they
buffed
buffed
the
the
execute
execute
damage
damage
on it, so it
it
is useful in that regard. But other than that, it's.
Oh, there's no execute component on it. Like,
is it not? I thought it was on P. Maybe it was it on PB. I thought they had it on PBE. Maybe.
No,
they tested it.
but honestly,
they
there's
go.
so many execute things in the game. They probably should.
Yeah,
put execute on it.
I agree
That
with
would be
that. I
nice.
think that's what they did end up deciding to do then. But I mean, I'd like for it to do a little bit more damage though as well. But
Like, there's
here we
value in
are.
the point and click for sure, but honestly, like, the Jinx Rocket's pretty easy to hit. That deals a hell of a lot more damage in its
it
AoE.
is pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, things like the Ezreal ult as well, and all that stuff. Anyway, we digress into that. This is a full-on siege coming out with this Elder Dragon news, and they are looking to maybe dive. They have the options there with the Alistair as well. Good Unbreakable Will, get that Kathai Heroes Embrace available to them as well, so they have options to be able to shush them off the tower. It's going to fall very, very quickly. Theology looking for the engage. He goes deep. They're looking for the Caitlyn right now, but the Zhonyas are there. Theology gonna fall as well. They can't pick it up.
Oh no.
There's absolutely murder on the high rise right now. Shot-Eye just going deep, going hammer. Wild Terry has to back out, and it's the Kathaya tree nailing the coffin there onto Margarine as well. A Wild Terry's run out of team. The engage was attempted, but thwarted there. We said it in Champ Select as well. Caitlyn's got so much security with this team right now and available, and with this Elder Drake as well. A Wild Terry looking for heroic outplay, but there's so much to see. We just stated that already. All it takes is a couple of knockups available. Can't outplay that, and Bert the Dragon just going to be inputting all that DPS into the towers, into the Nexus, and that'll be secured. Shut down. Team goes through to the semi-finals here at the Dominate Premade here at Risen Esports. Jamnor, what a series, mate.
Teemo, really in that last game, in that last fight, he did an amazing job at zoning off both carries, both primary carries, in Margarine and Ichirat, and Margarine was not able to alt either the Rakan or Hecarim, which if he was able to land either, it may have done enough damage to finish off the Caitlyn and destroy the back line. But it was a fantastic job, and these fights were really back and forth in this last game. I'm a bit surprised at the outcome, but I think both teams played really well with just a few minor miscommunication errors, allowing team to come out on top.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. We will see team in the semi-finals. That'll probably be next week. Wonder if we'll cast the other side of the bracket there as well. But thank you very much for casting me tonight, Jaminor. My name is Victor, and it's been a pleasure having you this evening. Take it easy, and we will see you next week at Risen Esports.
Farewell.